And boom, we are live. What's up, everybody? Welcome in to CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime of the 199, D-Day Cobra in the house. And look, I know I'm late compared to how we've been the last few days, but like I just couldn't put myself through like another 6-hour stream of the DNC, man. I just couldn't do it. Like it's rough, man. It's rough. I was sitting there, I was just like dreading this. And I've got the DNC pulled up right now, and it looks absolutely horrendous once again. Like, who's watching this shit? It's so bad. Father Christopher Miller says, start drinking. The fact that you're telling me to start drinking just shows how bad the DNC is. It's really bad. But we actually have some crazy news going on the internet right now. Some really big reports. Although my Twitter is just like not working for some reason. At least the videos are not working. I don't know why. Typical Twitter, I guess. I'm not sure. I don't know why Twitter is not working. But I hope all of you are doing well. Let me see. Or sorry, X is not working. The videos are just freezing up right now. So thank you for that. I really appreciate that. X as a premium user, even though I can't live stream because I changed my name. Either way, how's everybody doing? RFK and Donald Trump are set to unite this Friday. That's right. That's the reports. Alex Jones broke the story yesterday. I think this is going to be a major moment for the campaign. And as I've said many times, I don't like RFK. I never was on the RFK bandwagon like a lot of conservatives, but I 100% am I'm 100% okay with this because I want Donald Trump to win, and I think this is going to be a huge moment. Now, the rumor is that RFK has he's going to address the nation on Friday at, I believe, 2 p.m. Eastern, and Donald Trump is supposed to have a rally at 4 p.m. and they're supposed to be in the same area. So rumor has it that they may be joining forces at that rally. Let me see if I can pull up the tweet that's talking about that really quick, because that would be crazy if that is in fact what happens. If they actually have a rally together the day after the DNC, and right now the DNC is not going very well. The DNC is not going very well for the Democrats. This has been a massive setback for the Democrats, in my humble opinion. It's been so boring. Now, to show you guys, this is why I decided I was not going to cover it tonight, because it's just, this is the list of speakers tonight. Cory Booker, Chris Murphy. You got Hakeem Jeffries, Nancy Pelosi. You got Pete Buttplug, Josh Shapiro. You got President Bill Clinton, and you've got Tim Walz. That's your speakers tonight. This is bad. I just couldn't. I can't actually cover this. Like, I don't want to hear from Nancy Pelosi. I don't want to hear from Pete Buttplug. I don't want to hear from Big Willie Style. And I certainly don't want to hear from Tim Walz, although we will cover like the last few speakers. We're going to cover the last few speakers for sure. But I'm just saying, man, I could not sit through. It was like I was not motivated to sit through this shit at all. Really bad. John Underwood for 1999. Jeremy kick ass tonight because Stone Cold said so. Thank you, Stone Cold John Underwood. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. We've got Kevin Cron for $15. Says Christians should every day thank God Almighty for giving us in our hand of need. MJ, Tom Brady, Steve Austin, a.k.a. Trump. He is the GOAT, with RFK joining forces with Trump on Friday. Trump 2024. Let's go. Yeah, man. This RFK thing and Trump, I think it's going to be big, and it could turn the needle a lot, actually. Now, I put out a tweet that got a little bit of traction for sure. It created some discussion, I should say. Okay, it created some discussion. So I put this tweet out, and I said, at this point, there's no legitimate path to victory for the Democrats. None. Okay, no legitimate path to victory. I specifically put the asterisk beside legitimate because there is no legitimate path to victory. All right. So Quartering responded and said that there will be no talk about red wave, sir. I said, bro, I've been doing this Trump stuff when you were still riding the fence on him. I'm glad you've recently joined, but this is far from my first rodeo. All right. I'm friends with Jeremy. I'm friends with the Quartering. Quartering has done a lot to help me in my YouTube journey, and I'll always have his back. People really thought we were fighting. Just like when me and Ripa had our back and forth, okay? And I'm like, guys, like, it's not that serious. So, like, I had some guy, he commented, he says, Jeremy is like cat turd. He's a cultist. Quartering obviously just made a little joke, but Jeremy immediately got defensive and tried to hit back harder. This is how the woke behave. This behavior does more harm to MAGA than good. And I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? I was like, every time I make the slightest comment that doesn't completely agree with a friend of mine on social media, I have women crying in my comments like this. Watch a Geeks and Gamers stream. We literally insult each other constantly, for fuck's sake. And then I'm like, what happened to men being men? What happened to talking shit, not being offended? Stop crying like a little girl during the process. Man up. And I'm like, God, man, we've become so weak. People are like, the Quartering was just being playful with Jeremy Prime, and he had to come back and be mean to him. I'm like, oh my God, man, what are we doing here? What are we doing? So anyway, that was a interesting little discussion. But back to the original point at hand. Yes, there is no legitimate path to victory for the Democrats. So what does that mean? That means that we have to continue with the 28-3 mindset, because when I say there's no legitimate path to victory, the Democrats aren't worried about legitimacy. And that's what people need to understand about that. The Democrats are going to become absolutely desperate once the news officially breaks. Now, obviously, they're already aware that this is going to happen, but once this actually happens with RFK, yeah, it's going to be bad. It's going to be very, very bad, and the Democrats are going to melt down. Now, we've got this clip right here. Breaking Turning Point Action COO Tyler Bauer says surprises are in store at the Trump rally on Friday. RFK just announced he will be in town too on Friday.
Tyler is involved with Turning Point Action is putting on a Trump rally in Glendale, Arizona.
It's tpaction.com/Trump. We are going to pack the place out. There's space for everyone. We want everybody to be there, and we want to pack the place out completely so that we can show the left, like, this is how you actually pack a stadium.
We show those side by side in the same stadium.
And we have some special surprises that are happening that are going to happen on Friday. I know we have speakers. This is the most important part, though, is Kamala speaking on Thursday night, right?
Yes.
So DNC is going to close with Kamala. What's the first event that's happening? Next day, our event in Glendale, Phoenix, Arizona. So you want to be there for this. This is going to be one of the most highly televised things. Covering it here on RAV, on Real America's Voice. Going to be covering it with you guys. Obviously, Charlie's going to be there. We have a huge lineup. Carrie Lake is going to be speaking. We have some big, like I said, some big surprises I don't think we can announce yet. And the response to the DNC.
That should be the whole building. This is Trump's response to the DNC. Tyler.
Now, that creates a bit of an issue for me. Okay, that creates a bit of an issue for me because there's this small little show that I'm a part of. There's this small show called Friday Night Tights. Maybe you've heard of it. It's on a channel that maybe you've heard of, Nerdrotic. And that show happens at the same time as this rally. So I've got to figure out how I'm going to handle that one. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. But I already have Gary's blessing if I need to stream this and not be on FNT, I already have Gary's blessing. So I'll just we'll just have to see. But the great Gary has given me his blessing if I do want to stream that and cover that here on CobraCast. So we will see. But if so, I'm going to urge you all to go super chat Gary if I'm able to cover that one. So yeah, I'm going to have to. I think I'm going to have to. But I really appreciate Gary being cool like that. So, because he understands how big the political stuff is and everything like that. But it's a big Friday Night Tights because the Acolyte was just canceled. The Acolyte was canceled. This is a huge Friday Night Tights. You know what I mean? Ugh. Decisions. So I don't know. I'm not sure how I'm going to approach that yet, but I will keep you all posted. And oof, it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a very tough one. But this could be a major event for Trump. And I want to be completely on top of that, if so. Also, Trump did talk about the DNC coverage right here. Let me show you this. Did we get it? Okay, here we go.
They mentioned my name, I think, 271 times. They mentioned the economy like 12 times. They mentioned the border, maybe none. They don't talk about the border. Our great border czar doesn't talk about the border, but they mentioned me more than any other category. I'm now a category. They had me down today as a category. That's all they talk about. Trump, we've driven him crazy. They have Trump derangement syndrome.
Now, and Trump's had an interesting day for sure. So this happened earlier, right here. This was during the rally. A woman actually passed out during the Trump rally. Now, Trump had bulletproof glass that was protecting him. This was his first outdoor rally since the assassination attempt. He had bulletproof glass protecting him. A woman fainted in the audience. EMTs had to go and look after her, and this happened. That is awesome, man. That is awesome.
All right. Well, we heard him ask doctor, trying to clarify what the crowd was asking for, and it appears that call was answered, and the former president has wandered over there with Secret Service in tow, John, to check out what's going on.
Yeah, you know, a lot of times in these outdoor events, because people have been standing around for a long time, it's 75 degrees right now in Asheboro, but it's a sunny day. The president just wanted to check to make sure that that person's okay.
All right, looks like he'll continue now.
Thank you very much. You know, they come 2 days, 3 days early, and it's a lot of stress. We lose them. The only ones we don't lose are front row Joes. I don't know what they have going.
Trump's awesome, man. So that's super cool. Seeing Trump, do that. That was really awesome to see. We've got this message from the great Alex Jones right here.
Yesterday, I broke the news that RFK Jr. would indeed drop out of the race at a press conference on Friday from Los Angeles and endorse President Trump. Super important, amazing, game-changing news. He'll bring at least 6 points to the race, as much as 12, according to the numbers we've got. You've also got Tulsi Gabbard's massively joining the campaign. You've got so much more happening. People realize this country is in grave danger, and so is the world for World War III. We're fighting to retake America peacefully. And of course, folks said, oh, yeah, right, your sources. You don't have some of the best on record, about 97% accuracy. But of course, then he announced an hour ago that indeed he's going to address the nation on Friday in a special event live, streamed out to X and every other major platform at 2 p.m. I think it says Eastern. The press release is on Infowars.com. But that's what is going to happen. And I was given this information from inside the campaign because they wanted me to have it for whatever reason. And here we are. So we are tomorrow's news today. Infowars.com/show, band.video. Please follow us on X at Real Alex Jones. I've got more massive breaking news.
Of course, once again, Alex Jones was right. Alex Jones is always right. That's not a surprise. The man is just always on top of things, and it's great to see him once again. He called it out. So, also in the news, shouldn't surprise anyone, but Beyoncé is a terrible human being. Yes, she is. Beyoncé has threatened a cease and desist over Trump campaign freedom video. That's right. The most overrated, talentless piece of trash in the history of entertainment is threatening a cease and desist on President Trump. I've said this for years. I will continue to say it. My big toe that I ran over with a pallet jack and crushed has more talent than Beyoncé. Okay? More talent than Beyoncé. You know, dude, like they probably sell like used Halloween costumes at the Spirit Halloween every year. Those used costumes from a 300-pound disgusting fat guy they have more talent than Beyoncé. Literally. Like, you know, Hassan has more talent than Beyoncé. Hassan, who's one of the most worthless streamers in the world, he has more talent than Beyoncé. You know? Like, it's insane. Good Lord. So, of course that's happening. Of course she's doing that because what do you expect from a talentless piece of garbage like Beyoncé, the Beehive? If you haven't figured it out yet, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Beyoncé. Here's some more news that broke today. Chick-fil-A, Krista, have you heard this, by the way? Chick-fil-A is launching its own streaming platform. This is not fake news, apparently. The plan is to launch a slate of TV shows. There are also talks of doing animated projects. What the hell is happening? Krista, are you aware of this? Can you come in here? I don't know if you're... This is so funny. I don't know if she's here right now. Chick-fil-A is going to have its own streaming platform. What are we doing? You love it? So if you guys don't know, Krista is a huge fan of Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
You wrote a #1 hit single for Chick-fil-A.
I have. It's on my YouTube channel.
You're really low right now.
Oh, sorry. Yesterday
okay.
I was loud and now I'm low.
Yeah. So, but you're happy about this?
Very.
All right.
I want to star in it. Okay, bye.
Bye, Krista. All right. So, yeah, what that's just an interesting story, man. I'm just like, that was not prepared for that one. But hey, you know what? I'm here for it. This one right here. So I'm sure you guys are all aware of Boogie 2988. Are you guys aware of that? Boogie 2988. You guys aware of Boogie 2988? Let's see here if I can find it. Right here. Right here. So Boogie 2988. He said, so gotta be honest. LolCal Live sent me to a Trump rally to troll people. I said the meanest shit I could think of to try to get a reaction. Instead, Trump supporters said they would pray for me and said it was a free country. Think the same would happen at a Harris rally? I don't know if this video is available, but I need to see this. I need to see this video immediately. I'm going to repeat this one more time. All right? I'm going to repeat this one more time. Boogie 2988. If you know, you know. All right? Bill Clinton's coming out now. Oh, God. He looks dead. Oh, no.
The Republicans and independents that have joined us have been up here on the stage. And I hope they feel better about it now. Because I've seen all these things that even I have to be reminded of from time to time when I get my spirits down. I love seeing the Obamas here. I love seeing President Biden. And
how old is he? How old is he? Is he older than Trump?
But I love seeing all these young leaders. A bunch of them are coming up after me. They look better, they sound better, and they'll be exciting. I do want to say one word about President Biden. Remember, he had an improbable turn.
What?
That made him president. And we were in the middle of a pandemic and an economic crash.
What did that mean? I don't even know what that meant. An improbable turn. Oh, you mean the dump truck of votes that came in at 3 a.m.? Okay.
And he strengthened our alliances for peace and security. He stood up for Ukraine. He's trying desperately to get a ceasefire in the Middle East. And then he did something that's really hard for a politician to do. He voluntarily gave up political power.
Did not. No, he did not.
George Washington knew that, and he did it. And he set the standard for us serving 2 terms before it was mandatory.
I got the volume as loud as it'll go.
It helped his legacy, and it will enhance Joe Biden's legacy. And it's a stark contrast to what goes on in the other party. So I want to thank him for his courage, compassion, his class, his service, his sacrifice. Joe Biden, thank you. And he kept the faith, and he's infected a lot of the rest of us. Now let's cut to the chase.
Where's that Hawk Tua girl?
Too old to gild the lily.
Where's that Hawk Tua girl at? That's what Clinton.
2 days ago, I turned 78, the oldest man in my family for 4 generations. And the only personal vanity I want to assert is I'm still younger than Donald Trump.
Could have fooled me.
Last night.
That's not the own you think it is, Bill. The way you sound right now, that is not the own you think it is, buddy.
Series of episodes, we nominated Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. And just think about that. 2 leaders with all-American but still improbable life stories. It could only happen here. Their careers, after all, started in community courtrooms and classrooms. 2 leaders who spent a lifetime getting the good job done. Now, one of the things that I've noticed over my increasingly long life,
and thank you,
is that a presidential
Kevin and
election is
JMNZZ
unique in several ways. First of all, it's the greatest job interview for the greatest job in the world. Secondly, the Constitution says we, the people, get to do the hiring. And the third thing is that every 4 years, we get to change the requirements for the job. So here's what I'm thinking, because I try to apply this in every election. Will this president take us backward or forward? Will this president give our kids a brighter future? Depends. Will this president bring us together or tear us apart? will the president increase the peace, security, and stability and freedom that we enjoy and extend it to others as we can. We, the people, we have to make a decision.
There's not a lot of energy for Bill. This is not a lot of energy, man.
And every 4 years, it's a little different because the people come at the candidates, and they say, as they're saying now, here are our problems.
Kevin, you mad lad.
Solve them. Here are our opportunities. Seize them. Here are our fears. Ease them. Here are our dreams. Help them come true.
Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Listen, man, I don't have a problem admitting things. I thought Michelle Obama had a really good speech. I thought Hillary Clinton had a pretty good speech as well. Obama's speech fell flat, and this Clinton is bad.
Or you can dodge what needs to be done by dividing, distracting, and diverting us. So in 2024, we got a pretty clear choice, it seems to me. Kamala Harris for the people. And
yes,
the other guy who's proved,
by the way, badass
even
shirt,
more than the first go around, that he's about me, myself, and I. I know which one I like better for our country.
Dude, this is so
Kamala
bad.
Harris will work to solve our problems, seize our opportunities, ease our fears, and make sure every single American, however they vote, has a chance to chase their dreams. You know, when she was young, she worked at McDonald's. And she greeted every person with that 1,000-watt smile and said, "How can I help you?" Now she's at the pinnacle of power and she's still asking,
Jesus.
"How can I help you?"
God, this is so freaking bad.
I'll be so happy when she actually enters the White House as president, because she will break my record as the president who spent the most time at McDonald's.
Are you trying to be relatable? Is that what he's trying to be? He's trying to be relatable?
Now, but we got an election to win. And remember, we've got a guy that's pretty good at what he does. Donald Trump has been a paragon of consistency. He's still dividing, he's still blaming, he's still belittling other people. He creates chaos and then he sort of curates it as if it were precious art. Let me say, not a single day goes by.
I just tweeted that really quick, just so you guys can check it out. But that's Bill Clinton at the DNC right there.
Not a day goes by that I don't thank the Lord for the chance I had to serve and what it meant. And one of the reasons, thank you. Wait. One of the reasons I love the job so much is that in the toughest times, even on the darkest days, if you tried hard enough, there was always something good you could do for somebody else. Now, Some days that's not easy to do. You've got to deal with all these emergencies, or there's something going on here, there, or yonder. But Kamala Harris is the only candidate in this race who has the vision, the experience, the temperament, the will, and yes, the sheer joy to get something done. I mean, look, what does her opponent do with his voice? He mostly talks about himself, right? So the next time you hear him, don't count the lies. Count the eyes.
Really? That's gonna defeat Donald Trump.
Count the eyes.
Your idea to expose Trump is to say he talks about himself. Guess what, motherfucker? We know that. That's why we love him. Good Lord.
Those tenors opening up before he walks out on stage like I did, trying to get his lungs open by singing me, 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 me.
I just feel like a young man. I'm so young. I can't believe it. I'm the youngest person. I am a young, vibrant man. I look at Joe. I don't know about him. I don't know.
When Kamala Harris is president, every day will begin with you. So we got to ask ourselves the questions if we're going to hire a president. Do you want to build a strong economy from the bottom up and the middle out? Or do you want to spend the next 4 years talking about crowd size? You're going to have a hard time believing this, but so help me, I triple checked it. Since the end of the Cold War in 1989, America has created about 51 million new jobs.
God, this is so bad. This is bad.
I swear I checked this 3 times. Even I couldn't believe it. What's the score? Democrats 50, Republicans 1.
Fuck these people.
I'm glad that we've got a championship winning coach on our team. But even the most limited of us in what we know about football or any other sport knows that if you're got 50 and the other side's got 1, you're ahead. What about affordable housing? It's a terrible problem in America now. We need more. And affordable health care. That's why the Democrats put a limit on monthly payments for insulin and a $2,000 a year out-of-pocket limit.
Good Lord.
And are trying to cover more drugs by bargaining for prices. We need more financing for small businesses. We need still to strengthen our alliances. I almost croaked in the first debate of this election season when President Trump said nobody respected America anymore like they did when he was president. Wait. And with a straight face. Look, you got to give him. He's a good actor. With a straight face, he cited as evidence of the respect that existed for us when he was there, the presidents of North Korea and Russia. I'd rather have the people who respect us now. And one of the things,
this has got to make people want to vote for Trump more than anything. This is bad.
Other countries, you want them to know whether they agree with you or not, at least that you're on the level. Here's where you are and what you believe. What are they supposed to make to these endless tributes to the late, great Hannibal Lecter? I mean, President Obama once gave me the great honor of saying I was the explainer-in-chief. Folks, I've thought about it, and I don't know what to say. Like Hakeem Jeffries, I too want an America that's more joyful, more inclusive, more future focused. Just think.
All you're doing is talking about Trump.
On us to get up day after day after day after day, buried in meaningless hot rhetoric, when there's so many opportunities out there, so many problems that need to be solved. I want that. And that's the America Kamala Harris will lead. And she's already made her first.
I'm going to pause it because legalize adulthood just dropped the first proper 199 of the night. You guys know what that means, right? You guys know what that means? Proper 199. You know what that means?
Should I do it?
Do not come.
I'm going to do it.
Do not come.
I'm going to come.
Presidential decision, and she knocked it out of the park when she asked Governor Tim Walz to be her nominee for vice president. As they used to say when I was a young man growing up in Arkansas, you do not have to be all broke out with brilliance. You just look at Tim Walz, listen to him, follow his record as a teacher, as a coach in the National Guard, as a congressman, where he was the only Democrat, save one, elected in that district in more than 100 years. And he stayed a long time. And then he became a great governor. And by all accounts, he was a crack shot who had the courage among his rural constituents to say, we do not need these assault weapons available to people who can kill our kids in school. So, armed with her first decision, Kamala Harris confronts an interesting dilemma. We're going to walk out of here feeling pretty good, I think. We've got energy, we are happy, we feel like a load's off our shoulders. And we know we're just being asked to fight the same fight that the forces of progress have had to fight for 250 years.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
In the face of stiff and often violent opposition,
The chat's more entertaining.
we
than
have to find a
clown.
way
Oh
to
my
go forward
God.
together. Where we the people
I
make
understand.
our union more perfect.
Look at this.
So that's a good thing. How could we possibly lose? Kamala Harris has fought for kids her whole life that were left out and left behind. She's taken on gangs trafficking across the border. She's fought to protect the rights of homeowners. She's been our leader in the fight for reproductive freedoms, and we know a majority of the American people are with us on that. And she's gained an invaluable amount of experience as vice president, advancing our values and interests around the world. She's already said she's going to work really hard to make sure that no American working full-time lives in poverty or has to worry about their children living in poverty. He says that we got to make home ownership an achievable dream for everyone, not just a privilege. She said that and this meant a lot to me, that she would protect everybody's right to vote, whether or not they voted for her. They were citizens and they deserve the right to vote. The other day, her opponent implied that as his people voted one more time, they'd be able to rig it from now on and they wouldn't have to vote again. You think they're kidding, but I know a lot of these folks, and most of them are really good people, but some of them think that they are bound to dominate America politically, economically, and socially, and they have to use politics to do it, and they should rig the system. I don't believe that. And
what?
So here's what I want to tell you.
I know the joke.
We've seen more than one election slip away from us when we thought it couldn't happen, when people got distracted by phony issues or overconfident. This is a brutal, tough business. I want you to be happy. One of the reasons that President-to-be Harris is doing so well is that we're all so happy. But you should never underestimate your adversary. And these people are really good at distracting us, at triggering doubt, at triggering buyer's remorse. As the Obama said so eloquently last night, they are human, you know.
Hell yeah, I love hearing
that.
that.
Make a mistake now and then. We got to be tough. And so, as somebody who spends a lot of time in small towns and rural areas in New York and Arkansas and other places, I urge you to talk to all your neighbors. I urge you to meet people where they are. I urge you not to demean them, but not to pretend you don't disagree with them if you do. Treat them with respect, just the way you'd like them to treat you. Ask for their help and then follow our leader. Kamala. And
That's brutal,
ask them,
Troy.
how
That's
can
brutal.
I help you? We Democrats right now have a lot of hay in the barn. We've got massive achievements, massive advances, but there's still a lot of slips.
Bro,
between today.
He's basically Joe Biden. He doesn't know what's going on. This is wild.
And so I want to say this from the bottom of my heart. I have no idea how many more of these I'll be able to come to. I started in '76 and I've been to every one since. But no, 72. Lord, I'm getting old. But here's what I want you to know. If you vote for this team, if you can get them elected and let them bring in this breath of fresh air, you will be proud of it for the rest of your life. Your children will be proud of it. Your grandchildren will be proud of it. Take it from a man who once had the honor to be called in this convention the man from hope. We need Kamala Harris, the president of joy, to lead us.
Kamala?
So, I'll be doing my part, you do yours. I'll see you when we're making a real joyful noise when the votes are counted. God bless you, and God bless America.
All right, we're going to mute that. Willie Will with a proper 199, but a very serious message. Hail Snake Pit. Hail Jeremy and the mods. My wife is in the ICU and is not going to make it through the night. I love you all. Dude, I am so sorry to hear that, Willie Will. I know that I won't go into the specifics of it, but I know that you've been looking after your wife for a while. You've shared a little bit of that information with us. So I am so sorry to hear that, man. We got your back. So just keep Willie Will in your prayers. So sorry to hear that, man. Thank you so much. I'm not going to do the proper 199 for that one because I don't think it's appropriate for that, but prayers up for you, brother. Prayers up for you indeed. So sorry to hear that. Willie Will loves the Snake Pit, loves the 199. He's been here for a while. He's talked to us about his situation a little bit. He's a good man. It's a good man. So really appreciate you, bro. All right, let's see. I think we've got.
I love you, Massachusetts.
Oh, that's just painful right there. That is painful.
Go, Jason Tatum. Ben Affleck, hang in there. Dunkin' Donuts is the best coffee in the world. Okay. Was the first woman to ever serve as Speaker of the House. Yes, you know what's coming. This woman was doing Brat before Brat was Brat. The mother of dragons. Please welcome Nancy Pelosi.
Hello, California. Hello, Maryland. Hello, Democrats. On January 20th, 2021, with the inauguration of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, we established one of the most successful presidencies of modern times. And we quickly proved that Democrats deliver. Millions of jobs, stronger infrastructure and rural broadband, a Biden child tax credit, rescuing human pensions,
Dude, her teeth are about to fall out.
veterans, bold climate action, lowering the cost of prescription drugs, all thanks to President Biden's patriotic vision of a fairer America, doing so with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Joe.
She's drunk and her teeth are falling out. She's already like.
And I know that Vice President Harris is ready to take us to new heights. I've known Kamala Harris for decades. Personally, I know her a person of deep faith, which is reflected in her community care and service. Officially, she is a leader of strength and wisdom and eloquence on policy, most recently demonstrated fighting for women's right to choose. Politically, she is astute and strategic in winning difficult elections, quickly securing the nomination with dignity and grace, and choosing Tim Walz as our vice president. I had the honor of serving with Tim for 12 years in the Congress. He united Democrats, Republicans, and independents to turn a red district blue. He showed courage when he came to Congress in voting for the Affordable Care Act, meeting the needs of his constituents despite Republicans' lies and misrepresentation. When he went home, won the election, he returned to Congress. He fought for our Americans' heroes as the Democratic leader of the Veterans Affairs Committee. Thank you, Tim. January 6th.
Listen, I'm not above just reusing a meme. Okay, so I just posted this on Twitter. Nancy Pelosi at the DNC. I have no problem just reusing a meme and just changing the name. So now we have Nancy Pelosi at the DNC right there. There you go.
Not forget who assaulted democracy on January 6th. He did. But let us not forget who saved democracy that day. We did. And thank God we had a Democratic House of Representatives then. We returned to the Capitol that very same night. We insisted on certifying the election results on the floors of the House and the Senate. And we demonstrated to America and to the world that American democracy prevailed. The parable of January 6th reminds us that our democracy is only as strong as the courage and commitment of those entrusted with its care. And we must choose leaders who believe in free and fair elections, who respect the peaceful transfer of power. The choice couldn't be clearer. Those leaders are Vice President Harris and Governor Walz. When the sun rose on January 7th, as our national anthem declares, we gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Oh, man. They are cringing hard right now.
Now, in this election, we are called upon to do the same, to stand together, to reject autocracy, to choose democracy, and we will do so by electing a Democratic House with Hakeem Jeffries as Speaker of the House. Electing a Democratic Senate, electing Tim Walz as Vice President of the United States, and electing Kamala Harris as the President of the United States. Onward to victory.
That was rough.
Please welcome Alexander Hudlin, Jasper Emhoff, and Arden Emhoff.
Kamala Harris is our auntie.
She'll be a president who cares for all of us.
She'll lift us up. In 2016, we celebrated Auntie's Senate win. We saw Trump winning. I was only 9, but I knew enough to be concerned. Auntie said, "Do you know what superheroes do? They fight back. And we will too."
She will make time for what matters. You know, no one is busier than my auntie, but she always makes time for family. From moments as simple as cooking and sharing a meal to exchanging stories and jokes. Auntie taught me about being present in what's important, and I know that's how she'll lead.
She'll treat everyone with respect. Even as a kid, Auntie made me feel that I was seen, that my words are important, that I am important and loved. I know she'll value others' perspectives, no matter their age or their background.
Auntie, we love you.
We're so proud of you.
And most importantly, you're a baller. And as you'd say, let's win this thing.
Let's win this thing.
Please welcome nominee for U.S. Congress in California, Latifah Simon.
My name is Latifah Simon, and I am running for Congress. And I'm here tonight to tell you all about the Kamala Harris that I know.
Oh boy, here we go. Did she call her? Did she call her? Did she call her? No.
When Kamala Harris was the district attorney in San Francisco, California, I was a teen mother running an organization working to end sex trafficking among beautiful young women and girls, to build the self-determination and power among those girls. And Kamala learned about the work that I was doing, and she asked me to join her team. And I joined her team. She saw
what is
my
happening?
potential,
What is happening?
my commitment, and the good work that we could do together.
Holy shit.
And I saw her. I saw Kamala Harris, holding the hands of sexual assault survivors. I saw scores of mothers who lost their babies to gun violence, lining up day after day at the courthouse, waiting only to speak to Kamala because they knew that she would hear them.
This is such
she
bullshit.
Would truly see them.
This is
Because
such bullshit.
about Kamala Harris, for those who know her, you know, when she hears your story, she carries it with her. When she sees you, she truly sees you. She truly sees you. She is the best among us. After working with Kamala Harris day in and day out for 5 years to create programs that supported young people to get out of the criminal justice system once and for all with good jobs, with opportunity. She wanted to get to the root cause of a broken criminal justice system. I saw her chip away. She came early and she left late every single day because, you know, like those mothers, like those sexual assault survivors, when she goes into that Oval Office, when she goes into that Oval Office, I guarantee you she will take all of us with her. All of us. The single mothers, the disabled veterans, the low-income folks who are dying to survive, the immigrants who are trying to work towards the promise of America. She will take us all. The farm workers, she will take us all with her. All of us. That is the Kamala Harris that I know so deeply. That is the Kamala Harris that I love. A woman of the people. A woman, a fierce woman for the people. Good night, Democrats.
Please welcome former U.S. Associate Attorney General of the United States and the Vice President's brother-in-law, Tony West.
I can't believe what I'm watching. I can't believe what I'm witnessing.
In my first week at law school, I met a new classmate, Maya Harris.
I can't believe what we are witnessing. This is literally a Saturday Night Live skit. We are witnessing a Saturday Night Live skit right before our very eyes. This is insane.
We became best friends, but the way Kamala tells the story, we'd already fallen in love by graduation day. And when Maya and I married, I not only gained a life partner I love, a daughter I adore, and a mother-in-law I revered, someone I affectionately called Mother Harris, I also gained a sister I cherish, Kamala. Now, Maya, Kamala, and I each pursued different legal careers, but we were motivated by the same values: a belief in equal opportunity, a yearning for fairness, a passion for justice. Values Mother Harris taught those two little girls, values that powered Kamala's public service from the very beginning. You know, one of Kamala's very first cases in the district attorney's office, it involved a woman, an innocent woman, wrongfully arrested in a police raid. It was a Friday afternoon, and the courthouse was shutting down for the weekend. And look, most prosecutors, they would have gone home and dealt with the matter the following Monday. But not Kamala.
Not Kamala.
You see, my sister-in-law knew that if the judge didn't see this woman that afternoon, she'd spend the entire weekend in jail. And Kamala, she wondered, does this woman work weekends? Would she lose her job? Does she have young kids at home? Who'd feed those kids? So Kamala pleaded for the judge to return to the bench and to hear the matter. And the judge agreed. And within minutes, that woman was released back to her family that night. Now, it may seem small, but that's what it means to stand up for justice. That's what it means to stand for the people. And as Kamala says, when you know what you stand for, you know what to fight for. And look, believe me when I tell you, as a sister, a daughter, an auntie, and a mother, I've seen Kamala fight for her family. As district attorney, attorney general, U.S. Senator, and Vice President of the United States, I have watched her fight in the halls of power for those who have no voice there. And as president, I know she'll fight for you. She'll fight for all of us. Because, friends, when Kamala fights, we win. Thank you. God bless you.
Somebody asked me, can I just play Fortnite? I would literally trust me. There's a reason I didn't go live at 6. Okay. I couldn't take 2 extra hours of this crap. This is bad. This is worse than I could imagine. This is the cringe and the lies. So we're supposed to believe that Kamala Harris, someone that has been unlikable in every single aspect of being a politician. We have never heard a good thing about Kamala Harris. Never. We've never heard anything good about her. No one's ever had anything good to say about her. She couldn't even make the primaries. She was so unpopular and so unlikable. Then as vice president, right before Joe Biden stepped down, up until that point, even Time magazine and the New York Times were all saying that she's the worst vice president we've ever seen. We've never heard anything good about her. None. Okay? We've never heard anything good about her. And now suddenly, all of a sudden, without receiving a single vote, she is now, everybody needs to understand this, without receiving a single vote, someone that couldn't even qualify for the primaries is now the Democratic nominee to be president of the United States of America without even receiving a single vote. Are you kidding me? So if you're just tuning in, we've got these reports that RFK Jr. is going to address the nation on Friday, and he is expected to step away from the presidential race and fully endorse President Trump. Now, as a Trump supporter, I think that President Trump needs to talk to RFK and go ahead, and if he's willing to, he needs to go ahead and commit to giving RFK a position at the White House. Now, I'm not a fan of RFK. I'm not a fan. I don't like RFK. But if he's going to endorse Trump, if there's a lower level area that Trump can put him in to appease his supporters, he needs to do that. And it needs to be announced on Friday. It needs to be announced on Friday, the day after the DNC, so they can take all of that momentum. And right now, the Democrats have negative momentum because the DNC has not played well at all. This has been terrible. This has been terrible. So they need to get all of that momentum right now. And RFK is a huge get just simply because if it's 4 or 5% or whatever of the vote, that is a huge number. And then some people are going to say, well, he's not going to bring 100% of his supporters. I know that, but even if we're talking 60 or 70% of his supporters or whatever, that's good enough for me. So I'm not a fan of RFK. I think he's a clown. I don't like him. I don't like his policies, but I don't really care. He has a following. He has a support system. And if he's going to fully endorse President Trump, then I consider that a good thing. And I am here for it. Let's get this fast forwarded. What's going on now?
As AGs, we took on the big banks after the foreclosure crisis. And let me tell you, Kamala did not settle for less than homeowners deserved. Her leadership, her leadership helped win billions for working families.
All right, who cares about you? Let's talk about this for a minute. So I've seen people say that Tulsi Gabbard is getting involved in the Trump campaign. I haven't heard that. Is that confirmed? Have you guys heard that? Because I haven't. I know he supposedly was working with her on debate prep because she destroyed Kamala in a debate, but is she actually working with the Trump campaign? Is that actually like legit? So if that's the case, you have Trump, you have Elon Musk, you have Tulsi Gabbard, you have RFK. There's no fucking way in a legitimate election Trump gets defeated. But guess what? They are going to do everything in their power to stop what's about to happen.
Trust me when I say I know she will fight for our families and our freedoms. Now we must fight for her. Every vote matters. I know. In 2016, Nevadans elected me, the granddaughter of a baker from Mexico, to serve as the first Latina in the United States Senate.
More identity politics.
I'll tell you what. And in 2022, my reelection came down to 7,928 votes. Because of voters in Nevada, the Democrats won the Senate majority. And I'm here to tell you, we can do it again. We can send Kamala Harris and Tim Walz to the White House. Are we ready to do it? Are we ready to fight? Let's get it done, Chicago. Thank you, everyone.
Please welcome Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro.
Thank you. 2.5 centuries ago in Philadelphia, a band of patriots declared their independence from a king and set ourselves on a path of self-determination. Generation after generation has embraced that responsibility. Ordinary Americans rising up, demanding more, seeking justice. And in every chapter of our American story, we've made progress and advanced the cause of freedom. Today we find ourselves writing that next chapter. Will we be a nation defined by chaos and extremism? Or will we choose a path of...
The fact that they passed him over for Tim Walz is absolutely hilarious. And you are a cuck. You are a cuck because you're standing with the party that literally turned their back on you. And you're just another Bernie Sanders.
A man with no guardrails wants to take away our rights and our freedoms. And listen, while he cloaks himself in the blanket of freedom, what he's offering isn't freedom at all. Because hear me on this, it's not freedom to tell our children what books they're allowed to read.
He's very, Chad's right about this. He's got a lot. I've never heard Shapiro speak publicly. 100% Obama vibes on this guy. This guy has studied Barack Obama's public speaking and he's copying it.
And hear me on this, it sure as hell isn't freedom to say you can go vote, but he gets to pick the winner. That's not freedom. But you know what? You know what, Democrats? We are the party of real freedom. That's right. The kind of real freedom that comes when that child has a great public school with an awesome teacher because we believe in her future. Real freedom that comes when we invest in the police and in the community.
This is accurate.
So that child can walk to and from school and get home safely to her mama. Real freedom that comes when she can join a union, marry who she loves, start a family.
So again, I don't know anything about him, but just listening to him speak and the fact that they chose Tim Walz over this guy, something's up with that. Because this guy blows Tim Walz out of the water in terms of speaking ability and just sheer presence. It's not even close.
Real freedom that comes when she can look at Madam President and know that this is a nation where anything and everything.
Hey, what did you say, Copperhead? Copperhead, did you want me to stop muting? Is that what you said? I couldn't, I was trying to find it. Where'd it go? Let me find it. I'm just trying to find it. Copperhead told me to stop muting. Is that okay? Sorry, I was just trying to figure out what you said, so just want to confirm that.
Right, it's our future and freedoms that are on the line, and you have the power to shape the future of this country. Just like our ancestors who fought for freedom on the battlefield and sat in at lunch counters so our kids could stand up. Now,
call Ryan.
Now it's on us. It's on us, my friends, to organize in our communities and on our For You pages around three basic American principles. We value our freedom, we cherish our democracy, and we love this country. And listen, we love this country.
Just for Copperhead, I just wanted to mute it one more time. Just Copperhead, was that what you did? I'm just pretending to stutter just to kind of stutter through this so I can mute it a little bit long. Okay, sorry.
Of America. E pluribus unum, out of many one. It's not merely a motto from the past, it's our direction for the future. You see, you all give me hope, and you all have the power. So let's use that power. Let's do the hard work necessary to win this election and write the next chapter in our American story. So are you ready to protect our rights? Are you ready to secure our freedoms? And are you ready to defend our democracy? And are you ready to elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz? America, let's get to work.
All right, go ahead, cuck yourself, because you're just another Bernie Sanders. You're just another Bernie Sanders at this point in time. You'll cuck for whatever the party tells you to do. We've got to get close to Tim Walz. Let's see.
Please welcome author, activist, and youngest presidential inaugural poet in American history, Amanda Gorman.
Who? So after pushing out non-committed voters by attacking Joe and Rittenhouse, making it the #1 trend on X, RFK is joining Trump. How does that crow taste? Well, now I guess, is Joe Rogan going to actually commit to it now, which I personally don't like. Joe Rogan, I'm not going to go on that rant right now.
We gather at this hallowed place because we believe in the American dream. We face a race that tests if this country we cherish shall perish from the earth, and if our earth shall perish from this country. It falls to us to ensure that we do not fall for a people that cannot stand together, cannot stand at all. We are one family, regardless of religion, class, or color. For what defines a patriot is not just our love of liberty, but our love for one another.
I'll give her credit for, she's a good speaker. She's a good speaker.
This is loud in our country's call because while we all love freedom, it is love that frees us all. Empathy emancipates, making us greater than hate or vanity. That is the American promise, powerful and pure. Divided, we cannot endure, but united, we can endeavor to humanize our democracy and endear democracy to humanity. And make no mistake, cohering is the hardest task history ever wrote. But tomorrow is not written by our odds of hardship, but by the audacity of our hope.
I'm not saying anything critical of her. There's 100% a reason that the Democrats have put her up here. I don't know how old she is, but she's well-spoken, and I give her credit for that. But they are 100%, they want negative comments so they can highlight like toxicity and look what MAGA is saying. I'm not saying anything bad about her.
Of our vote. Only now, approaching this rare air, are we aware that perhaps the American dream is no dream at all, but instead a dare to dream together. Like a million roots tethered, branching up humbly, making one tree. This is our country, from many won, from battles won, our freedoms sung, our kingdom come has just begun. We redeem this sacred scene, ready for our journey from it. Together, we must birth this early republic and achieve an
Copperhead, I'm muting, buddy. I know you don't like when I mute, but I'm literally can't take much more of this shit. Like, I really can't. Copperhead, I'm sorry, man. This is tough. Okay, fuck, shit.
There's a word I heard. The word is called freedom. Can you tell me what it means?
Interesting. Let me think about that for a second.
The spirit of freedom. For me? Oh, yeah. Freedom to me means choice.
The ability to laugh with friends.
Be who you want to be. Go where you want to go.
living your life day to day, having new chapters in that life.
I believe in having your own words and being able to do what you want to.
The freedom to raise our family in healthy communities.
The idea that I can turn to my partner, my husband, and say I love you with every being of my soul.
Being able to start a family when I want to, being able to, support the missions that I want to go to the church that I want to.
Not everyone has the same opportunities, but the United States is, of anywhere I've ever been, it's the one place where you can accomplish more.
The big, fantastic thing about America is that it is the land of opportunity. I know it sounds trite, but it's the truth.
I grew up with a single mom, and she really...
To that black dude, the moment you spoke, we didn't need to know you had a husband. We knew the moment you spoke. We didn't need any details to know you were gay. We needed 0 details.
It's about having the ability to
Oh my God. What are the Democrats doing?
your medical care and do whatever you want to do with your life without anybody telling you if it's good or not.
We are in an incredible moment in history. We've seen women stripped of their most fundamental right to autonomy over their bodies.
The freedom to make choices about your body, your life, your career should be entirely in your control.
But I have found that good people want to do good things.
That you find a way to move forward under ugly and scary circumstances.
The work that lies ahead is to make America live up to its highest ideals. And, we're proud to go to work.
The work to build a better future really depends on all of us coming together.
We have to bring back that respect for everyone.
I don't think we're as divided as we seem.
Let's come together as one big nation.
I feel like we are on the verge of something very amazing in this country.
It makes me want to fight for our children and future generations to ensure they have just as many, if not more, freedoms than we had.
I believe in a future where my mom can feel safe no matter where she is in the country.
A future that is filled with a healthy and vibrant planet, where families are not separated by fences or jail bars.
A future in which we all get what we need.
I want to see that for people who are younger than me.
Hopefully the kids I teach can chase their dreams and believe in what they want to be.
I want a future for him that he knows that he's covered and protected.
Everyone should think about what we can leave to the next generation. It's our responsibility. It's what we have to do.
My name's Tyler.
My name's Yvette.
And we believe in love.
I'm Alex.
I'm Kiara.
My name is Steven.
My name is Charlie. I'm a proud 7th generation Texan.
I am from Waterford, Michigan, just north of Detroit.
I'm from East Tennessee.
And we believe in the American dream.
We believe in a better world for our child, and we believe in this country.
My name is Karen, and I believe in justice.
My name is Nancy.
My name is Taro.
My name is Jennings.
My name is Dana,
My name is Todd.
and we believe in freedom.
My name is Gina, and I believe in freedom.
My name is Pat, and I believe in the freedom to work together.
Please welcome Oprah Winfrey.
Trump's biggest fan. Trump's biggest fan is here. Roll the footage of you asking Trump if he's going to run for president and how everybody loves him. Roll the footage right now.
Who says you can't go home again? After watching the Obamas last night, that was some epic fire, wasn't it? Some epic fire. We're now so fired up, we can't wait to leave here and do something. And what we're going to do is elect Kamala Harris as the next president of the United States. I am so honored to have been asked to speak on tonight's theme about what matters most to me, to you, and all of us Americans: freedom.
I really need her to mention Donald Trump.
There are people who want you
Please
to
mention
see
Trump.
our country
Please
as a nation
mention
of us
Trump.
against them.
Mention Trump.
People who want to scare you, who want to rule you. People who'd have you believe that books are dangerous and assault rifles are safe. That there's a right way to worship and a wrong way to love. People who seek first to divide and then to conquer. But here's the thing. When we stand together, it is impossible to conquer us. In the words of an extraordinary American, the late Congressman John Lewis, he said, no matter what ship our ancestors arrived on, we are all in the same boat now. Congressman Lewis knew very well how far this country has come because he was one of the brilliant Americans who helped to get us where we are. But he also knew that the work is not done. The work will never be done because freedom isn't free. America is an ongoing project. It requires commitment. It requires being open to the hard work and the heart work of democracy. And every now and then, it requires standing up to life's bullies. I know this. I've lived in Mississippi, in Tennessee, in Wisconsin, Maryland, Indiana, Florida, Hawaii, Colorado, California, and California.
What?
And sweet home Chicago, Illinois. I have actually traveled this country from the redwood forests, love those redwoods, to the Gulf Stream waters. I've seen racism and sexism and income inequality and division. I've not only seen it, at times I've been on the receiving end of it. But more often than not, what I've witnessed and experienced are human beings, both conservative and liberal, who may not agree with each other, but who'd still help you in a heartbeat if you were in trouble. These are the people who make me proud to say that I am an American. They are the best of America. And despite what some would have you think, we are not so different from our neighbors. When a house is on fire, we don't ask about the homeowner's race or religion. We don't wonder who their partner is or how they voted. No, we just try to do the best we can to save them. And if the place happens to belong to a childless cat lady,
I'm going to interrupt this for just a moment to show this image that Jack Posobiec has shared. The only photo of Oprah. You need to know everything about her. Listen, It would be a shame. It'd be a real shame if people retweeted this. It'd be a real shame. Really hope people don't retweet this picture from Jack Posobiec. I'll actually comment that on here, so you guys can go over there if you want. It'd be a shame, though. It'd be a shame if everybody retweeted that.
Well, we try to get that cat out too. Because we are a country of people who work hard for the money. We wish our brothers and sisters well, and we pray for peace. We know all the old tricks and tropes that are designed to distract us from what actually matters, but we are beyond ridiculous tweets and lies and foolery. These are complicated times, people, and they require adult conversation. And I welcome those conversations because civilized debate is vital to democracy, and it is the best of America. Now, over the last couple of nights, we have all seen brave people walk onto this stage and share their most private pain. Amanda and Josh, Caitlin, Hadley, they told us their stories of rape and incest and near-death experiences from having the state deny them the abortion that their doctor explained was medically necessary. And they've told us these things for one reason, and that is to keep what happened to them from happening to anybody else. Because if you do not have autonomy over this, if you cannot control when and how you choose to bring your children into this world and how they are raised and supported, there is no American dream. The women and men who are battling to keep us from going back to a time of desperation and shame and stone cold fear, they are the new freedom fighters. And make no mistake, they are the best of America. I want to talk now about somebody who's not with us tonight. Tessie Prevost Williams was born in New Orleans, not long after the Supreme Court ruled that segregated public schools were unconstitutional. That was in 1954, same year I was born. But I didn't have to head to first grade at the all-white McDonough 19 school with a U.S. Marshal by my side like Tessie did. And when I got to school, the building wasn't empty like it was for Tessie. You see, rather than allowing McDonough to be integrated, parents pulled their kids out of the school, leaving only Tessie and two other little Black girls, Gail Etienne and Leona Tate, to sit in a classroom with the windows papered over to block snipers from attacking their 6-year-old bodies. Tessie passed away 6 weeks ago. And I tell this story to honor her tonight because she like Ruby Bridges and her friends, Leona and Gail, the New Orleans Four, they were called. They broke barriers and they paid dearly for it. But it was the grace and guts and courage of women like Tessie Prevost Williams that paved the way for another young girl who 9 years later became part of the second class to integrate the public schools in Berkeley, California. And it seems to me that at school and at home, somebody did a beautiful job of showing this young girl how to challenge the people at the top and empower the people at the bottom. They showed her how to look at the world and see not just what is, but what can be. They instilled in her a passion for justice and freedom and the glorious fighting spirit necessary to pursue that passion. And soon and very soon, we're going to be teaching our daughters and sons about how this child of an Indian mother and a Jamaican father, two idealistic, energetic immigrants, how this child grew up to become the 47th president of the United States. That is the best of America. You know, let me tell you this. This election isn't about us and them. It's about you and me and what we want our futures to look like. There are choices to be made when we cast our ballot. Now, there's a certain candidate that says if we just go to the polls this one time, that we'll never have to do it again. Well, you know what? You're looking at a registered independent who's proud to vote again and again and again because I'm an American and that's what Americans do. Voting is the best of America. And
I've kind of tuned out from this. I'm just letting her talk because I'm completely tuned out of this bullshit.
Since I was eligible to vote, I've always voted my values. And that is what is needed in this election now more than ever. So I'm calling on all you independents and all you undecideds. You know this is true. You know I'm telling you the truth, that values and character matter most of all. In leadership and in life. And more than anything, you know this is true, that decency and respect are on the ballot in 2024. And just plain common sense. Common sense tells you that Kamala Harris and Tim Walz can give us decency and respect. They're the ones that give it to us. So, we are Americans. We are Americans. Let us choose loyalty to the Constitution over loyalty to any individual. Because that's the best of America. And let us choose optimism over cynicism, because that's the best of America. And let us choose inclusion over retribution. Let us choose common sense over nonsense. Because that's the best of America. And let us choose the sweet promise of tomorrow over the bitter return to yesterday. We won't go back. We won't be set back, pushed back, bullied back, kicked back. We're not going back. Not going back. We're not going back.
Once again, Michelle Obama gave the crowd energy. Hillary Clinton gave the crowd energy. Barack Obama gave the crowd energy. And Oprah Winfrey is certainly giving the crowd energy. I'm not going to take anything away from her for giving a good speech. I can sit back and go, for what you're trying to do, you're preaching to your choir. That's fine. She's doing a good job. 90% of the people that have been here, including Kamala Harris, can't get that type of energy from the crowd.
So, let us choose. Let us choose truth. Let us choose honor. And let us choose joy. Because that's the best of America. But more than anything else, let us choose freedom. Why? Because that's the best of America. We're all Americans, and together, let's all choose Kamala Harris. Thank you, Chicago. Thank you.
So the funniest part of it is that she refuses to say Donald Trump's name, but she basically did what Jay, Drunk 3PO, predicted Obama would do. He predicted Obama would talk about Trump indirectly without saying his name. Oprah is terrified to say the name Donald Trump because she has history with Donald Trump, because there are video clips, there are interviews, there are plenty of moments where she's sitting there praising Donald Trump. So she couldn't actually say Donald Trump's name. And that's the funniest part of it right there. I got to address this super chat right here from Slane. People who hate on Joe Rogan have small prick energy. He has done so much for men in this country. He's led them away from the left to the right to Trump. Slane, I appreciate you. I know you've been following me for a long time. That is 100% bullshit. And I'm going to show you the actual proof. Joe Rogan is a fucking coward. And here you go.
By the way, I'm not a Trump supporter in any way, shape, or form. I've had the opportunity to have him on my show more than once. I've said no every time. I don't want to help him. I'm not interested in helping him.
That is what Joe Rogan thinks of Donald Trump. One more time so we can make sure there's no confusion.
By the way, I'm not a Trump supporter in any way, shape, or form. I've had the opportunity to have him on my show more than once. I've said no every time. I don't want to help him. I'm not interested in helping him.
That's what he thinks of Donald Trump. So no, Joe Rogan's a coward. I have no respect for Joe Rogan. He's a coward. He's a fence sitter. And that's it. That's my stance on him. For anybody saying that's old, can you show me an updated clip of him retracting everything he said? No, you can't, because he's a coward and he won't. He will not fully support President Trump because he's scared of his powerful fucking friends. Imagine being such an elitist douchebag that the most famous man on the planet, someone that anyone would give their left nut to interview because it would make their career, and this elitist prick has declined the most famous human being on the planet multiple times. That is the definition of an elitist douchebag right there. Every podcaster in the world, every interviewer in the world would give anything to interview President Trump, and Joe Rogan has denied him multiple times. That is the definition of an elitist douchebag. I'm just too big of a deal for President Trump. I don't want to help him with my platform. Fuck off. That's a mainstream talking point. My platform. So by default, every person that Joe Rogan has ever had on his show, Joe Rogan fully endorses everything they've ever said, every opinion they've ever had, every statement they've ever made, every action they've ever taken. Joe Rogan has had to confirm all of them. Because his reasoning for bringing Trump on is, I don't want to help him. It's fucking bullshit.
Here's what I want people to know about Tim Walz.
Well, everybody at Mankato.
Oh my God. I can't hear this shit.
Thank you. Thank you.
On March 26th at 1:30 in the morning, a container ship the length of 3 football fields slammed into the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore, and the bridge collapsed. A port that drives 13% of our state's economy was now closed.
Chat, you're killing me.
Thousands of
You're killing me.
workers were hours away from waking up and realizing they no longer had a job. 6 Marylanders who had been on the bridge in the middle.
I think it's important to show this right now. Fuck this guy, whoever he is. I think this is more important to show. Since we just had Oprah Winfrey not say the name of Donald Trump, I think it's important to show this right now to show you the coward that's Oprah Winfrey, okay?
Last year criticizing U.S. foreign policy. What would you do differently, Donald?
I'd make our allies, forgetting about the enemies you can't talk to so easily. I'd make our allies pay their fair share. We're a debtor nation. Something's going to happen over the next number of years with this country because you can't keep going on losing $200 billion. And yet we let Japan come in and dump everything right into our markets and everything. It's not free trade. If you ever go to Japan right now and try to sell something, forget about it, Oprah. Just forget about it. It's almost impossible. They don't have laws against it. They just make it impossible. They come over here, they sell their cars, their VCRs, they knock the hell out of our companies. And hey, I have tremendous respect for the Japanese people. I mean, you can respect somebody that's beating the hell out of you, but they are beating the hell out of this country. Kuwait, they live like kings. The poorest person in Kuwait, they live like kings. And yet they're not paying. We make it possible for them to sell their oil. Why aren't they paying us 25% of what they're making? It's a joke.
This sounds like political presidential talk to me. And I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Probably not. But I do get tired of seeing the country ripped off.
Why would you not?
I just don't think I really have the inclination to do it. I love what I'm doing. I really like it.
Also, it doesn't pay as well.
No, it doesn't. But, you know, I just probably wouldn't do it, Oprah. I probably wouldn't, but I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country. And if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally because I really am tired of seeing what's happening with this country, how we're really making other people live like kings and we're not.
What do you think of this year's presidential race, the way it's shaping up?
Well, it's going to be very interesting. I think that probably George Bush has an advantage in terms of the election. I think that probably people would say that he's got like that little edge in terms of the incumbency, et cetera, et cetera. But I think Jesse Jackson's done himself very proud. I think Michael Dukakis has done one hell of a job. And George Bush has done a hell of a job. You know, they all went in there sort of as semi-underdogs, including George Bush, and they've all come out. I think people that are around all three of those candidates can be very proud of the jobs they've done.
You've said, though, that if you did run for president, you believe you'd win.
Well, I don't know. I think I'd win. I tell you what, I wouldn't go in to lose. I've never gone in to lose in my life. And if I did decide to do it, I think I'd be inclined. I would say that I would have a hell of a chance of winning because I think people, I don't know how your audience feels, but I think people are tired of seeing the United States ripped off. And I can't promise you everything, but I can tell you one thing. This country would make one hell of a lot of money from those people that for 25 years have taken advantage. It wouldn't be the way it's been. Believe me.
They all loved him. They all loved him. And now they're all fucking cowards. All of them.
Of the night fixing potholes.
Nobody cares about this guy. Nobody cares.
Of Patriot, my brother and my brother. And we go to Peter.
Oh, Pete butt plug right in time. Hey, listen, guys, it's nice we finally have a gay person at the I'm so happy we have a gay person at the DNC.
Here's a sentence I never thought I'd hear myself saying.
You like pussy? Oh,
I'm
never
Pete
mind.
Buttigieg, and you might recognize me from Fox News. I believe in going anywhere, in service of a good cause. And friends, we gather in a very good cause, electing Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, the next president and vice president of the United States.
I just want to make something clear right now. I want to put this in perspective, okay? I don't care what you do in your bedroom. I don't give a shit. Not my business. Don't care. This man has made it part of his identity. So at its core, this man is supposed to be making decisions for the United States of America. If you were to put a picture of Sydney Sweeney in a bikini in front of him and a picture of a fat construction worker with his shirt off, he's going to pick the fat male construction worker over Sydney Sweeney. That's the guy. That's not a decision that I think I would be comfortable with for someone that's supposed to be making decisions for my life.
The choice could not be clearer. Donald Trump rants about law and order as if he wasn't a convicted criminal running against a prosecutor. As if we were going to forget that crime was higher on his watch. Talks about the forgotten man, hoping we'll forget that the only economic promise that he actually kept was to cut taxes for the rich. And don't even get me started on his new running mate. At least Mike Pence was polite. J.D. Vance is one of those guys who thinks if you don't live the life that he has in mind for you, then you don't count. Someone who said that if you don't have kids, you have, quote, no physical commitment to the future of this country. You know, Senator, when I deployed to Afghanistan, I didn't have kids then. Many of the men and women who went outside the wire with me didn't have kids either. But let me tell you, our commitment to the future of this country was pretty damn physical.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't he like have the whole Dave Rubin thing going on with the kids? I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Choosing a guy like J.D. Vance to be America's next vice president sends a message. And the message is that they are doubling down on negativity and grievance. Committing to a concept of campaigning best summed up in one word: darkness. Darkness is what they are selling. The thing is, I just don't believe that America today is in the market for darkness. I believe America is ready for a better kind of politics. Yes, politics at its worst can be ugly, crushing, demeaning, but it doesn't have to be. At its best, politics can be empowering, uplifting. It can even be a kind of soul craft. My faith teaches me that the world isn't made up of good people and bad people, but rather that each of us is capable of good and bad things. And I believe leaders matter because of what they bring out in each of us, the good or the bad. Right now, the other side is appealing to what is smallest within you. They're telling you that greatness comes from going back to the past. They're telling you that anyone different from you is a threat. They're telling you that your neighbor or nephew or daughter who disagrees with you politically isn't just wrong, but is now the enemy. I believe in a better politics, one that finds us at our most decent and open and brave. The kind of politics that Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are offering. And as you have felt these many days, that kind of politics also just feels better to be part of. There is joy in it, as well as power. And if all of that sounds naive, let me insist that I have come to this view not by way of idealism, but by way of experience.
I know none of you give a shit what he's saying, so I want to show you this. And again, I've said that you can't take too much into this in consideration, although it does kind of give you, it's almost like the Rotten Tomatoes score. You just take it as guidelines, okay? But right here, as the third night of the DNC drags on, Trump has taken a 7-point lead in the gambling markets, moving from -10 to +7 in a few days. A pretty seismic 17-point swing. RFK Jr. potentially endorsing him has stolen the DC narrative. So all of that bullshit is over. Like, that honeymoon phase is over. Okay. It's absolutely over. And I think that that's going to continue to, and you remember when these betting markets, when it had Trump winning at 65%, that's when they made the change from Joe Biden, because they knew it was over. If and when RFK endorses Trump and they campaign together, I'm telling you, man, as someone who has said, and I'll do the same thing with Joe Rogan, if he can find his balls and endorse President Trump unconditionally, I'll say the same thing about Joe Rogan. I don't like RFK, but RFK endorsing President Trump would be massive. It would be a massive fucking win for the country and for President Trump. Putting aside differences, putting aside things I don't like about him, I don't give a shit. It will help Trump, and that's all I care about. And that is rumored to happen this Friday. So that's going to be big. That's going to be very, very big. Calm down, Pete. I was saying the moment of RFK was going to be big, not something else.
Not just the experience of my unlikely career. Someone like me serving in Indiana, serving in Washington, serving in uniform. I'm thinking of something much more basic. I'm thinking of dinner time at our house in Michigan.
Woo! $100. Thank you, Samuel.
When the dog is barking and the air fryer is beeping and the mac and cheese is boiling over, and it feels like all the political negotiating experience in the world is not enough for me to get our 3-year-old son and our 3-year-old daughter to just wash their hands and sit at the table. It's the part of our day when politics seems the most distant, and yet the makeup of our kitchen table, the existence of my family, is just one example of something that was literally impossible as recently as 25 years ago, when an anxious teenager growing up in Indiana wondered if he would ever find belonging in this world.
Slane, and just because I did highlight you earlier, Slane, I want to give you opportunity to rebut what I said. But at the time Joe got burned by Bernie like I did, wanted to be done with politics, I was calling Trump a carnival barker back then. Peeps change. I agree. I'm only holding Joe Rogan accountable because he is not given an update. And don't tell me he hasn't had a chance to have Trump on his show, because Trump would go on the Joe Rogan Experience the moment Joe Rogan's people called. Trump would go on there immediately. It's not like he wouldn't. Trump would go on anybody's show. He'll go on any of these major podcasts. So all Joe Rogan needs to do, bring Trump on his show. And I'm not even saying he has to endorse him. Just bring him on your fucking show. That's all I'm asking. I mean, I'd like for him to endorse him, but ultimately it just comes down to bring him on your show. Give him a platform and let him say it, and let the people hear him unfiltered. And if they don't like it, they don't like it. If they do like it, they do like it. But to say you don't want to help him is bullshit.
This kind of life went from impossible to possible, from possible to real, from real to almost ordinary in less than half a lifetime. But that didn't just happen.
Copperhead said, I'm in a cult. Hang on. Where'd it go? So I'm in a cult. We love you, but we have a country to save. If I'm in a cult, why the fuck don't I just live on True Social? Say, if I'm in a cult, why do I constantly say I don't give a fuck about interviewing President Trump? I don't give a shit about shaking his hand. I don't give a damn. I don't need to meet Trump. I don't need to go to Mar-a-Lago and take pictures like Gay Rubin did. Gay Rubin wants to sit there and talk all this shit about Trump. try to get DeSantis in office, but Gay Rubin wants to go to Mar-a-Lago and take pictures because it's socially acceptable and he can post it on Twitter and get a bunch of likes and retweets. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care about being a social media activist so I can go to fucking Mar-a-Lago and hang out with the Trump campaign. I don't give a shit. I just want Trump to be president. That's it. End of discussion. And if you support Trump, we're cool. That's it.
It was brought about through idealism and courage, through organizing and persuasion and storytelling, and yes, through politics, the right kind of politics, the kind of politics that can make an impossible dream into an everyday reality. I don't presume to know what it's like in your kitchen, but I know, as sure as I am standing here, that everything in it, the bills you pay at that table, the shape of the family that sits there, the fears and the dreams that you talk about late into the night there. All of it compels us to demand more from our politics than a rerun of some TV wrestle.
I was too busy ranting. I missed the mage part. So I see the chat's taking over on that one though.
So this November, we get to choose. We get to choose our president. We get to choose our policies, but most of all, we will choose a better politics. A politics that calls us to our better selves and offers us a better everyday. That is what Kamala Harris and Tim Walz represents. That is what Democrats represent. That is what awaits us when America decides to end Trump's politics of darkness once and for all. That is what we choose when we embrace the leaders who are out there building bridges and reject the ones who are out there banning books. This is what we will work for every day to November and beyond. So let's go win this. Thank you, Democrats.
I didn't even catch the mage part. He meant to say MAGA. Holy shit. Thank you, chat, for running with the meme. You beautiful SOBs. Holy crap. I did not catch that one.
Thank you.
Chat is takeover.
Seeing Governor Walz going to Congress and then becoming governor, I see the guy that was a first sergeant. I see a guy that's full of energy, always busy. And like he says,
God, this stuff's so bad. By the way, all super chats are being logged. And you know what? Since let me see if I can show you guys while we're waiting for this crap. All super chats are being logged. They will be read. Do not worry. Let me see if I can find this. If it will update. Okay, so right here. The D-Day Cobra Clips channel has officially been rebranded, ladies and gentlemen. The D-Day Cobra Clips channel has been rebranded to Jeremy Prime. This will be instead of it being clips from my live streams, this is going to be the channel where I actually upload videos on my personal side. So the @ is @ D-Day Cobra Prime. But yeah, that used to be the D-Day Cobra Clips channel. That's going to, and that channel's not even monetized yet. So I've got to get that channel monetized and everything. But wanted to let you guys know about that. So rebranded that. That's going to be where upload. This is a live stream channel. That's going to be a video channel, like regular videos and shorts and things like that. So just so you guys are aware, what the fuck is going on now? Yeah, no. Oh, John. Is that John Legend? Is that his name? Was that John Legend? Am I right about that? That is John Legend, right? Is that his name? Am I wrong about this? Jeremy Prime the Mage. Oh my God. Yeah. I can't do it. I can't do it. Oh no. Like, it's just unlikable person after unlikable person after unlikable person, man.
On behalf of the great state of Minnesota, where purple reigns, I stand before you in support of our next Vice President, Tim Walz. In Minnesota, we trust a coach who turned a team that was 0-27 into state champions. In Minnesota, we trust a hunter who has stood in a deer stand in 10-degree weather. In Minnesota, we trust a candidate who has made a viral video on how to change a burnt out headlight.
God. Krista, you understand mage is like a thing now. Like it's a thing. So that's gonna have to be a new emoji. That's gonna have to be part of the meme lore. I swear I didn't even see where he said mage. I thought he said MAGA cult. I didn't see mage cult. That's the best thing ever, dude. The fact that I didn't even see it.
And a Parmesan chicken dinner when their son was born. That's what we do in America. We look out for our neighbors. Tim has been doing that his whole life, on the farm and in the factory.
I'm literally Gandalf now. I'm literally Gandalf.
The truth is, that matters. Who better to take on the price of gas than a guy who could pull over to help change your tire? Who better to serve our nation than a guy who has served in uniform? Who better to find common ground than a guy with Midwestern common sense? A former football coach knows how to level the playing field. And a former public school teacher knows how to school the likes of J.D. Vance. What you've done with your life matters. And what you do with power matters too.
Slain Hope is good people, y'all. Slain Hope is good people. Well, we're often here at the 199 at Cobra Cast. We're going to disagree from time to time. That's just part of it.
A Democrat from a red district in a purple state, Tim has brought Minnesota together. And together with Vice President Kamala Harris, I know he will do the same for our nation. America.
I'm fucking done with this one. I'm done. I'm done. I'm fucking done. You broke me on that one.
There is so much that we share, so much that connects us. Way up north in Minnesota, out of Lake Itasca, flows the Mississippi River. It starts small and it grows wider. It flows down to Wisconsin and to Iowa. It goes down to Illinois and to Missouri. It goes to Kentucky and Tennessee. It goes to Arkansas and it goes way down to Mississippi. And then it goes all the way down to New Orleans, Louisiana, where the spirit of our nation's resilience abounds. So let us commit here and now to cross the river of our divides to get to a higher ground. And let us join together to elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz.
There is no way that's the chat summary. There's no way. I gotta look. That would be the greatest thing ever if that's the chat summary. Oh, I don't get one. I didn't get a chat summary. Dude, if that's a chat summary, I need that screenshotted, okay? I need that screenshot. God, you guys are making this night so much more enjoyable because this is brutal, all right? This is brutal. Joseph Finley for a MAGA red 99.99. Yeah, she's a nut job. You're not. You guys are cracking me up tonight, man. You guys are killing me. Like, holy crap. Who's this?
Tim Walz is the kind of guy you can count on to push you out of a snowbank. I know this because Tim Walz has pushed me out of a snowbank. I grew up next door to the Walzes in Mankato. Mr. Walz was also my geography teacher and my coach. Not for high school football, but for 7th grade basketball and track. So what was a high school football coach doing, coaching 7th grade basketball and track? Well, there was a kid in the high school who couldn't afford to pay for lunch, and he ran up a lot of debt. And Tim and Gwen decided they'd help pay it off. They started calling around the district to see if there were any positions they could fill to make a little extra money, and that's how he wound up coaching us 7th graders. That's right. Coach Walz got us excited about what we might achieve together. He believed in us, and he helped us believe in each other. And his leadership stuck. That track team went on to win a state title, just like the football team. That's right. Speaking of which, come on out, Scarlets. Yeah.
What is happening?
You know, all this got me thinking about the kinds of leaders we need. We want the people in charge to be genuine, compassionate, and trustworthy. The thing is, there are people in our neighborhoods who fit this description. The kind of people who display quiet leadership by helping kids pay for their lunches, by bringing teams together to believe in each other.
Jeremy literally went to the RNC. You're being lied to straight to your faces. Hey guys, I really don't want you to know I went to the RNC, so I'm not going to highlight this comment in front of 3,000 people. So I don't want anyone to know I went to the RNC, which is why I live streamed it. Okay. Thank you, Sith Lord Theory. I appreciate that.
And when we're stuck in the snow, they push us out. Well, in my neighborhood, we always wish that people like that would run for office. Well, in my neighborhood, someone like that did run for office. And he's going to be a wonderful vice president. Thanks very much.
What the fuck was this? Who is this going to convince? What did we just witness?
Nebraska plains.
All right, we don't want to hear all that. Listen, all I can say is, and I heard Van Jones even said this. He said the energy at the RNC, and because it's one thing for me to be there, it's another thing to see it from where the majority of people are seeing it.
The Democratic nominee for vice president.
Oh, here we go.
Governor Tim Walz.
So it's one thing, like I'm interested how the RNC played from a viewer standpoint, because it felt like, just the clips I saw and the reaction, it felt like the energy was next level at the RNC. Whereas this seems like the old boomers that are out of touch with the current state of the culture, which is shocking because historically that's been the Republicans have historically been the ones that are out of touch with culture. But this seems like the DNC seems like they are out of touch with the culture, whereas the RNC seemed like the cool place to be. Do I have that right from people that watched both of them? It seemed like the RNC came off with energy. It was cool. It was exciting. And this comes off as like the old boomers that don't understand what's going on. If you've never seen Tim Walz, he is an awkward mofo, okay? Tim Walz is an awkward mofo. He's cringe as hell. He's awkward. He's goofy. So if you've never seen him, he's a weird cat, man. He's a weird cat. I'm about to mute it until the music's done. All right, here we go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Super Mage.
Wow. Well, thank you. Thank you, first of all, to Vice President Harris. Thanks for putting your trust in me and for inviting me to be part of this incredible campaign. And a thank you to President Joe Biden for 4 years of strong, historic leadership. It's the honor of my life to accept your nomination for Vice President of the United States. We're all here tonight for one beautiful, simple reason. We love this country. So thank you to all of you here in Chicago and all of you watching at home tonight. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for your determination. And most of all, thank you for bringing the joy to this fight. Now, I grew up in Butte, Nebraska, a town of 400 people. I had 24 kids in my high school class, and none of them went to Yale. But I'll tell you what, growing up in a small town like that, you learn how to take care of each other.
You literally just had a fucking billionaire on the fucking stage and you're taking shots at somebody for going to Yale. Which is it? Which is it? You've had billionaires on stage. You've had movie stars on stage. You've had rock stars up there that nobody gives a fuck about anymore, by the way. They're all washed up celebrities, but yet going to Yale is a bad thing apparently to the Democrats now.
Everybody belongs, and everybody has a responsibility to contribute. For me, it was serving in the Army National Guard. I joined up 2 days after my 17th birthday, and I proudly wore our nation's uniform for 24 years.
Oh, yeah. You want to talk about that?
My dad, a Korean War era Army veteran, died of lung cancer a couple years later. He left behind a mountain of medical debt. Thank God for Social Security survivor benefits. And thank God for the GI Bill that allowed my dad and me to go to college, and millions of other Americans. Eventually, like the rest of my family, I fell in love with teaching. Three out of 4 of us married teachers. I wound up teaching social studies and coaching football at Mankato West High School. Go Scarlets! We ran a 44 defense. We played through to the whistle on every single play, and we even won a state championship. Never closed the yearbook, people. But it was those players and my students who inspired me to run for Congress. They saw in me what I had hoped to instill in them, a commitment to the common good, an understanding that we're all in this together, and the belief that a single person can make a real difference for their neighbors. So there I was, a 40-something high school teacher with little kids, 0 political experience, and no money, running in a deep red district. But you know what? Never underestimate a public school teacher. Never. I represented my neighbors in Congress for 12 years, and I learned an awful lot. I learned how to work across the aisle on issues like growing the rural economies and taking care of veterans. And I learned how to compromise without compromising my values. Then I came back to serve as governor, and we got right to work making a difference in our neighbors' lives. We cut taxes for the middle class. We passed paid family and medical leave. We invested in fighting crime and affordable housing. We cut the cost of prescription drugs and helped people escape the kind of medical debt that nearly sank my family.
I'm so bored.
Made sure that every kid in our state gets breakfast and lunch every day. So while other states were banning books from their schools, we were banishing hunger from ours. We also protected reproductive freedom because in Minnesota, we respect our neighbors and the personal choices they make. And even if we wouldn't make those same choices for ourselves, we've got a golden rule. Mind your own damn business. And that includes IVF and fertility treatments. And this is personal for Gwen and I. If you've never experienced the hell that is infertility, I guarantee you, you know somebody who has. And I can remember praying each night for a phone call. The pit in your stomach when the phone had rang, and the absolute agony when we heard the treatments hadn't worked. It took Gwen and I years, but we had access to fertility treatments. And when our daughter was born, we named her Hope. Hope, Gus, and Gwen, you are my entire world, and I love you. I'm letting you in on how we started a family because this is a big part about what this election is about. Freedom. When When Republicans use the word freedom, they mean that the government should be free to invade your doctor's office. Corporations free to pollute your air and water. And banks free to take advantage of customers. But when we Democrats talk about freedom, we mean the freedom to make a better life for yourself and the people that you love. Freedom to make your own healthcare decisions. And yeah, your kids' freedom to go to school without worrying about being shot dead in the hall. Look, I know guns. I'm a veteran. I'm a hunter. And I was a better shot than most Republicans in Congress, and I got the trophies to prove it. But I'm also a dad. I believe in the Second Amendment, but I also believe our first responsibility is to keep our kids safe. That's what this is all about. The responsibility we have to our kids, to each other, and to the future that we're building together, in which everyone is free to build the kind of life they want. But not everyone has that same sense of responsibility. Some folks just don't understand what it takes to be a good neighbor. Take Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. Their Project 2025 will make things much, much harder for people who are just
And
trying to
here
live their
comes
lives.
the lies. Here
They
comes
spent
the
a lot of
lies.
time pretending they know nothing about this. But look, I coached high school football long enough to know, and trust me on this, when somebody takes the time to draw up a playbook, they're going to use it. And we know if these guys get back in the White House, they'll start jacking up the costs on the middle class.
You are correct. It's all been lies.
Repeal the
Correct.
Affordable Care Act. They'll gut Social Security and Medicare. And they will ban abortion across this country, with or without Congress. Here's the thing. It's an agenda nobody asked for. It's an agenda that serves nobody except the richest and the most extreme.
Pretty interesting coming from someone that's running with a person that didn't receive a single vote.
That does nothing for our neighbors in need. Is it weird? Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's
Thank you,
also
Kelly R.
wrong. And it's dangerous. It's not just me saying so. It's Trump's own people. They were with him for 4 years. They're warning us that the next 4 years will be much, much worse. You know, when I was teaching every year, we'd elect a student body president. And you know what? Those teenagers could teach Donald Trump a hell of a lot about what a leader is. Leaders don't spend all day insulting people and blaming others. Leaders do the work. So I don't know about you. I'm ready to turn the page on these guys. So go ahead. Say it with me. We're not going back. We've got something better to offer the American people. It starts with our candidate, Kamala Harris. From her first day as a prosecutor, as a district attorney, as an attorney general, as a United States senator, and then our vice president, she's fought on the side of the American people. She's taken on the predators and fraudsters. She's taken down the transnational gangs, and she stood up to powerful corporate interests. She has never hesitated to reach across that aisle if it meant improving your lives. And she's always done it with energy, with passion, and with joy. Folks, we've got a chance to make Kamala Harris the next president of the United States.
I'm going to be honest, like, I'm feeling pretty good after this convention, guys. I'm feeling pretty good. Like, they have done a terrible job of making any legitimate case for themselves or Harris. This has been a bad fucking convention for them. Objectively, a bad convention. This has been fucking terrible.
But I think we owe it to the American people to tell them exactly what she'd do as president before we ask them for their votes. So here, this is the part, clip and save it and send it to your undecided relatives so they know. If you're a middle-class family or a family trying to get into the middle class, Kamala Harris is going to cut your taxes. If you're getting squeezed by prescription drug prices, Kamala Harris is going to take on Big Pharma. If you're hoping to buy a home, Kamala Harris is going
Krista Nova now has a new emoji for the members. The mage emoji is here, ladies and gentlemen. Refresh for the new emoji. You can thank Krista Nova for that. So there you go.
to help make it more affordable. And no matter who you are, Kamala Harris is going to stand up and fight for your freedom to live the life that you want to lead. Because that's what we want for ourselves, and it's what we want for our neighbors. You know, you might not know it, but I haven't given a lot of big speeches like this. But I have given a lot of pep talks. So let me finish with this, team. It's the fourth quarter. We're down a field goal, but we're on offense and we've got the ball.
You're stealing my line. Plagiarist.
And boy, do we have the right team. Kamala Harris is tough. Kamala Harris is experienced, and Kamala Harris is ready. Our job for everyone watching is to get in the trenches and do the blocking and tackling. 1 inch at a time, 1 yard at a time, 1 phone call at a time, 1 door knock at a time, 1 $5 donation at a time. Look, we got 76 days. That's nothing. There'll be time to sleep when you're dead. We're going to leave it on the field. That's how we'll keep moving forward. That's how we'll turn the page on Donald Trump. That's how we'll build a country where workers come first. Healthcare and housing are human rights. And the government stays the hell out of your bedroom. That's how we make America a place where no child is left hungry, where no community is left behind, where nobody gets told they don't belong. That's how we're gonna fight. And as the next president of the United States always says, when we fight, thank you. God bless.
You said D-Day Cobra, Harris is higher in the polls. Trump doesn't stand a chance. Rebecca, I don't know if you know this, but it's not that Harris is higher in the polls. It's that she's high on the poll, meaning she's high on Willie Brown's poll. You probably misread it, and I totally understand because you're probably retarded, but it's high on Willie Brown's poll. That's what you heard. So there you go. I gotta mute that. So there you go. DNC is at a close. What a bad night. What a very, very bad night. But it did it did give us this beauty right here. As the saying goes, if you're not at the table, you're not on the menu. Wrong person to deliver that line.
As the saying goes, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu.
Holy shit. That's real. Is that real? There's no way that's real. There's no way. There's no way.
As the saying goes, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu.
Holy shit. Oh, no. What is wrong with the Democrats? Why would you do that? So I did see somebody make a meme of it really quick. So here's the meme.
As the saying goes, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu.
No. What is wrong with them? I can't believe that. Are you kidding me? Holy shit. What is happening? Oh boy, oh boy. Let's see here. All right. So all right, let's see. Does anybody, and just look, I think we need some alpha male energy in here. The day Donald Trump became a legend. Here we go.
Let me just, he wants to be a tough guy. A lot of times you'll have, and it doesn't work very well.
How tough is it to take property from an elderly woman?
Let me talk quiet.
How tough
a lot
is
of
it?
times, that's all of his donors and special interests out there. So that's what it is. That's what. And by the way, let me just tell you, we needed tickets. You can't get them. You know who has the tickets for the? I'm talking about to the television audience. Donors, special interests, the people that are putting up the money. So it is. The RNC told us we have all donors in the audience, and the reason they're not loving me. The reason they're not loving me is I don't want their money. I'm going to do the right thing for the American public. I don't want their money. I don't need their money. And I'm the only one up here that can say that.
What a fucking badass, dude. Trump is so funny, man. Holy crap. Woo! What a night it has been, ladies and gentlemen. And I hope you all got to say hi to Drunk 3PO. He is here. He is a legend. Also, Elon Musk tweeted this out. So Theo Von interviews Donald Trump. So Theo Von tweeted that out. Currently has 5.6 million views over on X. I said it. I said X. It has so right there on X. What's Trump been tweeting today? Oh, Trump retweeted Theo Von. So Trump has retweeted Theo Von's podcast over on X. That's right, X. Listen, Trump's been tweeting, okay? So all I can do is I'm a man of my word, okay? I'm going to try my best to call it X. I'm going to try my best. If you did not see it earlier today, we had this right here. I got to pull it up. I've actually been tweeting more than usual today. The latest news here is that RFK Jr. has announced that he will address the nation live on Friday from Phoenix, Arizona, about his path forward. The most interesting part, President Trump will also be having an event in Phoenix on Friday. This comes just one day after RFK Jr.'s running mate said they are considering dropping out and endorsing President Trump. This would be epic. Now, we got the reports yesterday. Alex Jones broke the story that RFK would be dropping out on Friday and endorsing President Trump. You have then got the multi reports from like NBC and ABC saying the same thing, that RFK is going to drop out Friday and endorse Trump. So the rumor is that RFK might show up to Trump's rally on Friday. That's the rumor. That's going to be wild. That's going to be wild if that happens. I am considering covering it here. The only issue is we got Friday night tights. Okay, we got Friday night tights that day. But Gary, my good buddy Gary, he's giving me the blessing if I wanted to stream it and not be on FNT. So we're just gonna have to see how that goes. Let me see. Wow. Trump tweeted this out, or True Social this out right here. So tomorrow I'll be going to the southern border to address the plague of migrant crime and migrant rape that so-called border czar, Comrade Kamala Harris, has unleashed on America. This nightmare ends, and it ends immediately with our victory in November. Let's fucking go. If that doesn't get you pumped up right there, I don't know what does. That right there gets me pumped. Hell yeah. Let's freaking go. Trump ain't fucking around no more. All right? He's not doing it. Woo! So that's going to be crazy. If that I'm traveling tomorrow, so I won't be able to cover that. I will be covering the DNC tomorrow, though. I will be covering the DNC tomorrow night. Let's see. There was one more thing I wanted to show you guys really quick. Man, this whole thing is just wild. Is that? Wait. Oh, no. Okay, that's not the clip I wanted to show you guys. I'm looking right now. Oh, there's the clip of Trump today. So at his rally today, a woman fainted, and President Trump, being the Chad in chief that he always is, was surrounded. Trump was surrounded by glass, bulletproof glass, because this was his first outdoor rally since the assassination attempt, and this happened.
All right. Well, we heard him ask doctor, trying to clarify what the crowd was asking for, and it appears that call was answered, and the former president has wandered over there with Secret Service in tow, John, to check out what's going on.
Yeah, a lot of times in these outdoor events, because people have been standing around for a long time, it's 75 degrees right now in Asheboro, but it's a sunny day. The president just wanted to check to make sure that person's okay.
All right. Looks like he'll continue now.
Thank you very much. They come 2 days, 3 days early, and it's a lot of stress. We lose them. The only ones we don't lose are front row Joes. I don't know what they have going.
So that was really cool. And also there was one more. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. Let's see. I got to go to my bookmarks. And give Krista Nova a shout out in the chat. She's keeping up with all these super chats, keeping them logged so that we can go and I will do a square up to catch up with all the super chats. I appreciate you guys being patient with me through the whole process, because it's there's a lot, but we got to keep the show moving and all that stuff. But thank you, Krista. All right, here we go right here.
They mentioned my name, I think, 271 times. They mentioned the economy like 12 times. They mentioned the border, maybe none. They don't talk about the border. Our great border czar doesn't talk about the border, but they mentioned me more than any other category. I'm now a category. They had me down today as a category. That's all they talk about. Trump. We've driven them crazy. They have Trump derangement syndrome.
He's right. Like, that's all they've done. The entire DNC has been 100% about Trump. That's it. That is it. That's all they talk about. They are obsessed with the man. They can't, you know what? One thing that wasn't discussed? Guess who the Obamas forgot to mention at the convention? It's so sad, isn't it? It's so sad that the Obamas didn't mention their chef at the convention. You would think that the Obamas would have mentioned, their chef that passed away. And, that's just really sad. That's really sad. I'm really, Or if we're getting a spammer, just get him out of here. If we got a spammer, just get him out of here. You don't get a second chance. All right. If you come in here and spamming, you're done. Over. I really just have like a no nonsense clause on the spamming. So if you're spamming, you're gone. Okay. That's it. But I don't know. Jessica's here. So if we got a spammer, handle it. Jessica's got it. Cam Man's got it. There we go. No, there's no worries. There's no worries. I just saw a few people complaining about spamming, and they're gone. Out of here. You can talk shit. You can say whatever you want, but if you spam, you're done. That's it. All right, but yeah. So I was just shocked that the Obamas didn't bring up their chef that is no longer with us. It's just maybe they didn't have time. But oh man. Oh boy, Johnny MAGA. Oof. Oh, Johnny MAGA just destroyed. Ooh. Johnny MAGA. Holy shit. Johnny MAGA, that is savage, okay? That is savage. Two different dads, same age. Holy crap. Holy shit, that was brutal. Woo! I'll just leave that there, okay? Let's just leave that there. Oh, man. That was funny. Okay, dude, hang on. Chris Cuomo was even calling the Democrats out? What? Chris Cuomo?
A big theme here at the DNC.
I can't hear him hardly.
Is that they're going to go after corporate gouging, and they're going to go after corporations.
Can you guys hear that? There's barely any. I mean, I can hear it, but I don't know if you guys can hear it. So let me know if you guys can hear that. I can't bump the audio up anymore.
Whether it's in taxes, largesse, loopholes, the RNC, we heard the same thing. They're going after the elites. The two sets of rules. Let me reveal a reality to you that has to be spoken to here, okay? These are the soldiers. These are the men and the women that go back to their constituencies and their communities, and they fight. They take time from their jobs. They take time from their families. Republicans and Democrats alike, that's what they do. They need to charge these people up. They need to be able to get them on board. But there's another reality that is literally looking down on them. Greg, look at the ring of sweets, okay? This is not unique to Democrats. There is a game of money. When people talk about uniparty, we are strangled by the money reality in our politics. Those suites start at 500 grand. Ooh. You think there's like a teacher group up in there? You think it's like the Cub Scouts of Columbia County, South Carolina, that's up in those boxes? Some of them are lobbies and good things. The media boxes, you think they're free? Why do you think I'm on the floor? News Nation is not a broke company. Nexstar is a massive organization. We are corporate media.
Chris Cuomo is finally waking up.
We don't have one of those boxes because that's the game. You pay to play. Those boxes are filled with the same people that they say they're going to regulate. They are literally looking down on the faithful and being told, yeah, we're going to break down on them. We're going to make them pay their share. They paid $500, $700, $1 million, $1.5 million to have those seats. They get hotel suites that are probably gifted to the party. And the same thing is true with the Republican side. And they're going to take them down. They're going to change how it is. They are looking down from on high at the people who make the difference in their communities. And that is the reality.
See, this is the problem with Chris Cuomo. He could be a generational news person. He could be, because he's got the charisma. He speaks very clearly. He's intelligent. But the problem is he's a fucking chameleon. He's a snake. He's a coward. This is what, like, he's got all the ability to be like a next level guy, but he's such a coward. He's such a chameleon, and he will literally just go wherever the wind blows. And that's the problem with him. That's the problem. Like, this guy, when he's on it, when he's talking, and he's like right now, he's gold. But we will never, I can never forget what he pulled during COVID. I'm not sure I'm ever going to be able to forgive that no matter what he does.
Of politics. And I had my producer walk around and show you those tweets. Now they're not all the same. They're not all the same. But the reality is, in 2000, they spent $300 million on presidential campaigns. 24 years later, you know what they're expected to spend? $10 billion. Do you know how much money Harris has raised in the last couple of weeks? Hundreds of millions. And that's success. A lot of it's small donor, a lot of it isn't. The most dangerous money in politics is now legal money because of Citizens United. You've got to know this. The idea that they can fight against it is almost laughable. It's almost laughable. So look and listen when you are told these things. Because I don't care what they promise you. Not here tonight, not at the RNC, not that Trump knows them, not that they don't own them. He did one of the biggest fundraisers I've ever heard of in my life out where I live.
So here's what I want to know. And I genuinely don't know. Not that it matters per se, but what was the RNC? Did the RNC have the similar stuff right here in terms of these prices? Not that it matters, because it's not like the Republican Party is saying, we're going to take down all these rich people and all of that, yada, yada, yada. But the problem is the Democrats are the ones saying that while they have all of this going on. So did the RNC have something similar with prices like this or not? I'm just curious. But again, not like it matters, because it's the point is the Democrats are the ones messaging about how the powerful elite and the rich and the billionaires we have to take down, while you're literally inviting billionaires up on stage. It's absolutely laughable. Absolutely laughable. So, I mean, look, credit where credit's due. I'm glad that Chris Cuomo is, calling out the BS, but I'm not sure I'll ever trust him. I'm not sure I'll ever trust that guy. By the way, just a few pictures. Man, she sure looks like she's just taken by Trump, huh? Look at that. Oh, wow. Wow. Oprah just loved Donald Trump, didn't she? Just loved Donald Trump. What a terrible racist Donald Trump is. What a terrible racist Donald Trump is. It's almost like Oprah Winfrey is a lying piece of garbage. It's almost like she's a lying piece of garbage. Let's see here. Trying to find, there was one more clip I wanted to show you. Look at this right here. TikTok numbers over the last 7 days. Trump received 4.2 million likes across 4 posts. Kamala received 894,000 over 10 posts. Complete domination. Trump is dominating. The man cannot be touched wherever he goes. Not even close. Trump is the man, okay? Let me see here. Let me see. What did Dana Bash say right here?
But they are doing so in trying to put forward male figures, Tim Walz being one of them, Doug Emhoff last night, who can speak to men out there who might not be the sort of testosterone-laden, gun-toting.
Holy shit. Holy shit. I can't believe she said that.
But they are doing so in trying to put forward male figures, Tim Walz being one of them, Doug Emhoff last night, who can speak to men out there who might not be the sort of testosterone-laden, gun-toting kind of guy who wants to listen to Hulk Hogan and the kind of players that came out at the RNC, or might want to listen to that, but also, in addition, understand that it's okay in 2024 to be a man comfortable in his own skin who supports a woman. And that's something that they really are trying to work on with male voters beyond debate.
Oh my goodness, that was so badly delivered. She was struggling to just, she wanted, like, I think she realized halfway through, like, what she actually said. She's like, I need to dial this back really, really quick. I need to dial this back really, really quick because this is not going the way I want. Let's see. Let's I haven't heard this clip. Let's listen to this clip right here.
He's speaking for a lot of people.
But Trump is winning over some black men,
Yes, he is.
Latino men, and
Listen.
that is a real problem for Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris has got a big problem, right? I watched a Benny Johnson video out here in the south side of Chicago, walking around a strip mall with a microphone saying, who you vote for, going after African American men. Donald Trump. This is Barack Obama's hometown. Donald Trump in the city of Philadelphia. Donald Trump has a great deal of support from African American men. You know, one of the things that I note is lacking from a lot of this programming as well, a lot of outreach to the Hispanic community. I mean, you know, I don't see a lot of Hispanics on the stage, right? And so they got a lot of work to do. There's going to be a lot of work to do in the Hispanic community. You know, people, the folks who are in the middle class feel a pinch on the economy, on immigration in their communities. Yep. It's going to be a real race. Look, nobody thinks it's going to be easy. No. It's going to be down to a few votes in all these states and all these counties, and that's why it's important.
Hail Benny Johnson. That's what's up right there. Happy to hear that, man. Benny's the man. Benny's awesome. And he's always got our back. He's always got our back. I know he mentioned Gary and Drinker the other day in a video, mentioned G&G. He's always shouting us out, man. So super cool to see that. Love seeing that. Okay. So I'm going to knock out a couple of super chats, and then we're going to have to leave the rest for you guys know this week with Square Ups and all. I will say, and I try to highlight as many as I can just so they can get acknowledged for sure. So I will continue to do that. Fantastic Person says, Jeremy, check the tweet I tagged you in Discord about how much DNC want to charge Rumble for ticket. Oh, I heard about that. I think I saw that one from, was it Chris Pavlovsky posted about that? It was insane. It was absolutely insane. So let's see here. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm trying to pull the document up now, Krista. Which one is it, Krista?
Today's date, which is 8/12/24.
21, 8/21/24. So let's see.
Oh, yeah.
We got it.
Sorry.
Yep. All good.
I accidentally typed it the other way. There
Everyone
you go.
say hello to Krista. So it's probably going to be a Sunday stream when we do the Square Up. But I'm streaming tomorrow and I'm streaming Friday. JMNZZ450. If you're still here, brother. I disavow Jeremy and I support Jeremy in this current episode of Internet Drama. And this was earlier on, but Jeremy the Cyborg for $10. Okay. Says, hail the 199, hail chat. Willie Will is still in the chat. I want to bring Willie Will's comment up again. Willie Will says, hail Snake Pit, hail Jeremy and the mods. My wife is in the ICU and is not going to make it through the night. I love you all. I am so sorry to hear that, man. I don't know if you have any updates you want to share with us. Obviously, you don't have to, but we got your back. I just wanted you to know that I did remember that super chat you sent in, and a lot of prayers in the chat for Willie Will and his family. So we appreciate you, brother. So let's see those. Yep, there you go, Chris. Say it again.
We love you, Willie Will.
And then Willie Will says, no, not yet. Okay, Willie. So thank you, brother, for the updates. And we got your back, man. Whatever you need, just let me know. Kevin Hunts says, no diversity on the Olympic basketball pick. Hockey needs more diversity, though. Kevin was kind of going wild with some of them tonight because that's what Kevin does. Kevin, are you still here? Let's go over to Samuel for 1999. Says Tulsi joining the team. Hopefully RFK for health director or CIA director. LOL. How are they going to hate on a cabinet that is more bipartisan than anything we have seen in a lifetime? All three of them used to be Democrats. Absolutely, 1,000%. Drinky Cow. I know it's Crow. Drinky Crow for 50 says, God bless Willie Will. Look at that, man. Thank you, Drinky, which is Kevin. Thank you. I appreciate it, brother. Willie Will, we see you in the chat, man. We see you in the chat. Eric Heffelfinger says, story that's not getting enough attention. 32,000 kids have gone missing at the border. That's on top of the 85,000 reported in February. That is pretty bad, actually. I don't think I've heard about that one. I think I heard something about that on Twitter, but I'll have to look into it. Willie Will says, love and peace, Snake Pit. There you go, man. That's awesome. John Underwood for 1999 says, you can't believe anything. That's like, let's see, Willie says, but because he didn't sleep with the, Big Willie style, meaning Bill Clinton, because he didn't sleep with that woman, Miss Lewinsky, and all those other dogs out there. Yeah, oh yeah, Big Willie style, man. Bill Clinton, he didn't do anything wrong. He was just a great American, according to the Democrats. Magnum Norris for 20 says, he just said election slipped away from us. Interesting words following 2020 BS. The CEO of Google said, we're not going to allow this again. Magnum Norris for 20. Thank you, man. John Underwood, Stone Cold Underwood says, look, it's Nancy Pelosi. She put the bottle down long enough to make a speech. And John says, Jeremy, you could have used the Skeletor meme as well. That is true. John again for 20 says, oh no, is your speech over? I guess that means happy hour just started. Absolutely. Kevin Hunts for 50 says, orca whale, Oprah is scary. I hear even dolphins have a distinct language. And have said the N-word. Norm Macdonald. R.I.P. to Norm Macdonald. R.I.P. indeed. Kevin for 50. She has actually what is he saying here? She actually has some teats dough. Oh, damn it, Kevin. He's always skirting around to get it past the censors. Kevin for, good Lord, another 50. SNL fried Shane Gillis and wants to hire this goofy biatch. Thank you, Kevin. Let's see. We've got Kevin says Kamala looks like the mummy that's gonna release Monkey Fox. God damn it. Woo! Drinky Crow says deep voice sword fight. Oprah versus Big Mike. Jesus. Drinky Crow says, oh man, does she have purple lips? Is that normal? Drinky Crow for 50. Control your C unit, Liz Ho. Drinky Crow. No moldy fro, cool house hair. God damn it. Drinky Crow. Joe the Toe, he is mad about Snow White. No little people. Drinky Crow for 50. I can't say that one. Samuel for a 99.99 says they are all empty slogans. Hang on. What am I even sharing here? Okay, got it here. They are all empty slogans with no substance. Example, we need to unite, not divide. How do we unite? By building a team that has a goal for the future, a bright future. That's the world I want my kids to live in, but it takes work. Let's get to work. Exactly. It is like, and I think that's the message that has resonated with so many people from the Democrats at the DNC, is that it's hollow. There's no substance whatsoever. And the most passion that you see from the Democrats is their hatred of Trump and their love for abortions. That's the message right there. That's it. That's the message from the DNC. David Phillips says, welcome to the Ultra Multa Merga Mage Beaches. Mage 199. Jeremy Prime, Mage of the 199. I like that. Jeremy Prime, Mage of the 199. I like it. Kelly R says, now close your eyes and pretend you didn't just burn a flag or a town or abort a 9-month fetus or lock up American patriots or call neighbors bigots and racist and want to raise your taxes to 45%. And I saw Lisa responded to Kelly R's super chat earlier and said, love your super chat. I was trying to highlight it, but I couldn't actually find the comment to highlight that one. But thank you, Kelly R. Appreciate that. Bubba Dank for 50 says the guy received B. Hayes in the Oval Office. BJ's is what you meant. In the Oval Office and was impeached for lying under oath. Who cares what he has to say? 1,000%. 1,000%. Let's see. We've got Zevin Cross for 10. Says, is that Keenan from the old 90s show, Keenan and Kel, speaking of the DNC? Damn, that's disappointing. I believe he was there. I think he was there. You're welcome, Lisa. Let's see. Apocalypto. Let's see. Says for 10. Says Trump shows more concern for his supporters than any member of the DNC. 1,000%. Magnum Norris says, why am I watching this Tardo Fest? I don't know. Let's see. Love Dog says, my, how fast the mighty have fallen. Someone stick a fork in him. He's done. Jeremy Prime, Mage level 199. You guys are great, man. You guys are fantastic. Let's see. I don't know what that is. Oh, hang on. I know what. Let's see. I don't know what your name is. It's for $10, and it's a dead dragon is the super chat. But it's a Techit 9. I'll just say that for 10. Thank you. Magnum Norris for 10 says, this skeleton of a demon woman comes from the pits of hell. That has to be about Nancy Pelosi. That has to be. Lisa for 50 says, damn, you called me out twice. Hey, it was all good. It was all good. Thank you, Lisa. You didn't have to send that, but I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, but I did. I saw your response to Kelly R, and you are appreciated. So thank you, Lisa. You're always here. Love Dog says, for 10 says, is this a political convention or a nursing home social event? Spot on. Magnum Norris, one thing that being the greatest country on earth has produced is an army of cringe people who can't find the poop hole, therefore poop on all of us. Well said. Knights of Ben says, hail King Kong. Let's see. Willie Will, prayers to your wife and you, 199. Look at that. That's from Knights of Ben. That was really nice. So yes, prayers to Willie Will. Fantastic. Mr. Knox says, I had the bad case of the ball itch out of nowhere. Kamala called me and told me that ball itch is normal and it'll be okay. Guess I feel better after hearing that. Oh wait, still itchy. Let's see. Deadfly for 10 says, funny how they're patriots, but in reality, what they did was treason and high crimes. 100%. Love Dog says, Jeremy, thank you for your sacrifice and bringing us this shit show. You are still our favorite fig. Thank you. Brady for 10, freedom to me is telling the government to go F themselves and not get jailed for it. Deadfly, I agree. Deadfly says, dude, how are people not pissed off that the Dems are using the handicap like this? Like the dude yesterday in the wheelchair and that lady just now, the F. Yeah, man, like that is genuinely like creepy to me. That is genuinely creepy that they're doing that. And it's like, what the hell is wrong with these people to that level of like, it's absolutely psychopathic is what it is. And, but this is the Democratic Party. I mean, what do you expect? I don't expect much from them. That's for sure. And I know most people don't, but it really, really is disturbing that Their play is to use people's. This is what they do, though. The Democrats are all about identity politics, who you sleep with, what you look like, what race you are, what gender you are, what you identify as, how many abortions you've had. Like, that's what they define people off of. Let me stop sharing that screen here. I'll share that. That's the screen you can look at while we're reading super chats. That's a better screen. By the way, I'm not confirming if this is real or not, but if you can't prove that it didn't happen, then it did. President Trump hanging out with Master Chief. Okay. I'm pretty sure this happened. Okay. Isaiah L. Carter says, butt plug, the progressive young face of maternity leave in America, who told people to buy an EV if they didn't like $5 gallon gas. Truly the worst member of the Biden-Harris administration. 1000%. Coalesce says Gary the White and Jeremy the Gay. Wild Bills LFD says, are those the dudes that got the free vasectomies? CJ says, is it just me, Jeremy, or has every speaker sounded about as well spoken as an intelligent fourth grader? These speeches sound like you when you meet the word count, but have nothing more to say. 1000%. I see a lot of respect for Willie Will in the chat. So there we go. By the way, if you guys have AI images that you want to create like this, and maybe the best way to do it is probably for me to create like a post on Twitter or something. But if you just throw them at me and just tag me on Twitter, and feel free to spam tag me on Twitter. It's fine. I have no problem with that. I'm sorry. X. Copperhead says, I'm so sorry, dude. LOL. Don't apologize, Copperhead. Regardless, I don't know if you're a fan or not, but you're welcome here, man. If you're a fan and I talk shit to you and you talk shit back, we're cool. If you're not a fan and I talk shit to you and you're still here, we're cool too. It's all good. So, but X, I'm sorry. Okay, X. But yeah, if you guys have like AI art that you want to create that I could potentially use, feel free to do that, man, because this is cool as fuck right here. Okay. This is a badass image. I would love if people just make video game Trump memes for me out of AI to use as thumbnails. Coalee for 10 says, I cracked the code. The DNC is just a giant, just a giant friends and family greeting. Says the Democrats are barely home nor talk to anyone outside of the Coke table. Also, first I learned about AI, now geography at the DNC. Thank you, Coalee. Let's see. Again, I don't know how to say it. Techit 9. Like in the city of Ember, $10. Thank you. Eric for 10 says, how many people did you shoot in Iraq? Oh, wait. Yeah, I heard that. Buster Nut Smash for 10 says, call an audible and send drunk 3PO in your place on Friday Night Tights. Yeah, we're gonna have to see how it goes with F&T, but that's my brothers and I love them. I know everybody that like hates us is gonna be like, oh, Jeremy's quitting Friday Night Tights. It's gonna be so stupid. Link fan for 20 on Streamlabs says, thanks. Now I have cancer after seeing that. Sorry, Link fan. I hear you on that, brother. I hear you on that. Thank you, Brock, for the 10 gifted memberships, and thank you to who else sent it? Legalize Adulthood, who had a proper 199 and also sent 20 gifted memberships. Thank you. I appreciate it. But we're gonna call it there. So thank you guys so much. Really do appreciate it. Krista, are you gonna go live? You've been going live late at night. Are you going live tonight?
I'm hungry. I'm gonna go eat.
Okay. Not gonna go live?
I don't know yet. Maybe.
All right. So if you want to see Krista live, she'll be on her Kick channel, and she streams on the Geeks and Gamers Play channel on the YouTube side. I want to thank all of you for an awesome stream. I haven't laughed this hard in a long time, and it's all because of you. Oh yeah, Beardo is live. It's his birthday, so you guys go over there and give him some shit. Yeah,
happy birthday to Birdo.
Happy birthday to Birdo. But I really do appreciate it. One more time, this channel right here, this is going to be my upload channel. This is where I'll be uploading regular videos now. It will not just be the clips channel. It's actually going to be my standard, 5 minute, 6 minute, 7 minute video. I'm going to do actual videos over there, and it's going to be a lot of different things, politics, pop culture, whatever. Obviously, I'm doing the Geeks and Gamers thing as well, but that's going to be my main upload channel now. This is 100% a live stream only channel, okay? 100% a live stream only channel. This is going to be my new channel. I'm going to change the banner and everything like that, but Jeremy Prime is my primary upload channel now. So if you guys have not subscribed, please consider doing that. The for that channel is I think it's at D-Day Comer Prime, but I actually might change that to Jeremy Prime. I'll have to see. But yeah, it's not, another channel. I got way too many. But thank you guys so much for all the support. You are the best group of people a person could stream for. I am honored to be in your presence. I don't know why you guys support me the way you do, but you continue to do that, and I am thankful for all of you. Jeremy Prime of the Mage 199. Tomorrow I am traveling, but I will be set up in a hotel covering the DNC, last night of the DNC. We will be covering that here tonight or tomorrow night. And then Friday, more than likely going to be covering the RFK Trump stuff. We shall see. For Krista, for all the mods, for the wonderful chat, and again, one more time, to Willie Will, our thoughts and prayers are with you, my friend. So sorry that you're going through what you're going through, but the 199, we have your back. We're going to be here for you, help you get through that. Hopefully we can give you some entertainment to keep your mind off of everything. So everybody have a good night. Throw some prayers over to Willie Will again. Drop some love in the chat for Willie Will and his family. And you guys have a great night, and we will talk to all of you later. Say bye, Krista.
Bye, everyone. Good night.
Bye, everyone. And there's Willie Will says, thank you. Yes, you have. Look at that. Shout out to Willie Will. All right, guys. Have a good night. Trump 2024 to save America. Talk to you later.